Jewellery_Maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Polymer clay I love because it will cross all ages and all mediums. You can tone it with lots of different colours to make all the shades that you desire. You can mix it with resins, you can mix it with all sorts of mediums, but not just jewellery. You can also do things like add it to your scrapbooking, your card making, and children will love it. It's a non-toxic medium, so perfect for all the family. It would just be an endless the amount of things you can make with it. I love it.
Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. JewelleryMaker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Hello everybody, welcome one and all to JewelleryMaker. My name is Rebecca Redican, but you can call me Becky. It's so lovely to be back with you. I've been away. I've had 5 days at a festival in the Isle of Wight. It was absolutely epic. Oh my goodness. I saw The Who, Status Quo, Queen, and so many others. It was absolutely amazing. And I'm really, apart from cutting off my wristband this morning for the festival and feeling a slight tear bubbling in my eye, I am ready and raring to go. I really am, full of the joys of creativity, because obviously camping out for 5 days, you don't really get to do that much creativity apart from my friend's hair and face paints. But apart from that, none whatsoever. So I'm feeling the creativity itch. And here to scratch that itch is the wonderful guest designer, Tracey. Hello, lovely.
Hi, Becky, you alright?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
You're a happy girl today.
Oh, good. Your mic's not on, though. So she's a very happy, nice to meet, very happy girl today. Oh, she needs a man. Oh, way up. Michael's there for you, my love. Michael is there for you.
Excellent. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're on. Hello, lovely. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Yes, really good, she is. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Oh, goodness. Well, making some wonderful jewellery, as ever. Some great kits to work with. So, yeah, I'm really happy.
Oh, I'm so glad. And I've got to say that these pieces are pretty magnificent, really, aren't they?
Thank you. I'm glad you like them.
They really are. In fact, so much so that my wonderful tech op Michael, who looks like he's on a plane today. Hello, Michael. There he is with his big headset on. When he came in and showed us one of these pieces, he literally said, "This is one of the best necklaces I've ever seen," and then did like a grand reveal to us all. It is absolutely magnificent. It really, truly is. And we're going to be talking a lot about that today. When we're doing our silver clay, and it's not just silver clay we're looking at today, when we're doing our clays, is the things that people can get involved with today who've never tried it before?
Absolutely, definitely. We've got bronze clay, some bronze clay for you, so you know it's a good starting point to get going with your clay. So we've got some bronze clay, and then we've got the silver clay to follow. So yes,
fantastic. Loads coming up for you today. Then, speaking of loads coming up, I've got a very exclusive opportunity of green kyanite coming up today. I'm not sure exactly when, but I promise you it will be in the next 4 hours. I've also got coming up for you which I think you're going to absolutely love and adore. Let me show you this end first off. Brand new. This one here is coming up at 3 as a star buy, okay? Oh, sorry, I'm lying, 2:30. I've just been corrected. Sorry. This is coming up at around about 2:30, but wait for it. That's not even the best bit. I'm going to show you around it. I don't know how to, but I'm going to. I'm trying to make it look really cool and cash. There we go, there's more chain. But take a look. A center dropper pendant included, with a mammoth amount of opportunity for you to add your charms, your gemstones, etc. to that section, which will go down the center of the décolletage. That is stunning, isn't it? I've not seen a necklace with such creativity, such a design feature. A lot of the time when we do your necklaces like this, it is just a very simple chain. But with this, the opportunities are absolutely endless. With that gorgeous dropper, which just hangs down so beautifully. We'll have that coming up for you. I love it. We'll have that coming up for you around about 2:30. Okay, let's get it going, shall we? Because I've got loads more coming up for you. I'm starting off right here, right now, with your opal. Final 12 chances on this natural opal, and I've got to say the colouring of it is superbly intense, and that's all by Mother Nature. Isn't that such a beautiful colour? The colour itself quite dainty, but the saturation very, very, very pure, very high intensity on that indeed. I think when you've got pieces like this which will emit slight amounts of pink coming from the center when you're looking at these under the light, purely due to the way in which these are built up, you have got yourself a very, very, very special opportunity. I'm going to give you the opportunity to own this right here, right now. There are your graphics. They're in on your screen now. RNRU82 to get your hands on the final 12 of these. It's a really, really rare gemstone. Not everybody understands that opal does come in a variety of colours, and this is one of the rarer colours. This is one of the more unusual colours that you will get. You're not going to get lots of fire on this. That's not the kind of aspect we're looking for with this. What you're looking for is a beautiful natural even colour, which we've got here, but also that glow from the centre, which will emit out from these. Easier to see it in daylight than under these lights, so do feel free to get your hands on the final 11 of these now. 65 carats worth. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up for a moment. It's not here yet. The graphics are being a little bit silly. If you don't know what graphics are, they're the bits at the side and at the bottom of our screen. Just tuned in, it's here. This bit here. What do I? Your nearest exit is here. Here, over there. The graphics are the bits down here and the bit at the side here, so we're having a little bit of an issue with them at the moment, but don't worry. If you ring us and you call through, you'll still be able to get your hands on this. And don't forget, everybody phase. Everybody phase, as I always say. 5 days off, and already we're what, 4 minutes in? 5 minutes and 58 seconds in. What was I saying? Someone remind me. Something about phase. All I can think now is phase. You ring up, everybody pays the same price. Well done, team. Thank you very much. You've all got my backs today. Speaking of team, let's say hello to who we've got in the team, shall we? We have got the wonderful Michael. Give us a noise, Michael.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi. I like that. We've got Director Kerry in with us today. Hello, Director Kerry. How are you? And Toby, let's say hello to Toby as well. Hello. Toby's there trying to reload the graphics. It's working now. Should we bring that price in for you? Ladies and gentlemen, your price point today, £12.95. Final opportunity to get your hands on this. And I've got to say, we're finding it harder now to purchase in, to buy in, should I say, these naturally coloured gemstones in the opal variety, because opal is a very difficult gem to get your hands on, as you well know. Don't forget, really easy to get involved with us today. It's 0800 644 655. Give us a ring, and if you press option 1, you'll get through to a human being in our call centre. They're only a few doors down, and they're really lovely, really helpful. Or of course, you can join us on the free app if you want to take us maybe on the bus, or maybe to the beach, or where else would we like people to take us today? A festival. I'd love you to take me to a festival with you on the app. You can download just a holiday, Kerry says, just a holiday. So do feel free to download that free app if you want to, or get us on JewelleryMaker.com as well if you so wish, and you'll be able to treat yourself to goodies like this. And of course, you can contact us. You can text us in if you want to, 60 777. You'd think after 2.5 years I would remember this, but 5 days off and it's gone. 60-777, so text to the JM Studio. Let us know what you've been doing, what have you been up to, and do feel free to ask any questions to Tracey today. If you've never tried the metal clays before, it is such a gorgeous medium. It truly is. It's a really tactile medium, and then what you get at the end is just so incredible. It really is. So if you do want to get in touch with us and any questions for Tracey, big or small, do feel free to, because we'll try and answer as many as we can. Well done to everyone who got their hands on this. A lovely opportunity there for you. Can I just tell you as well what else I've got? I've got another one coming up for you. This is the one that's coming up at 3, I think. Zambian amethyst. Bezel set with sterling silver. Imagine working this in with your silver chain that I've got coming up for you, or any of the silver you've got in your collection, and look, every single one individually hand carved with that gorgeous floral design. The thing I love about this floral design, it's not too kind of quaint, is it? Not too quaint. Was that strange? It's not though, is it? It's kind of as opposed to quaint. It's I know, 4 hours, I do apologise. Okay, I'm going to bring to you now really quick. Oh, I've got a stunner of a Spinel coming up as well. I've got for you multi-beryl now. These pieces are mammoth. The drops, wow, they're absolutely humongous. Faceted drops I've got here for you. Now, if you are brand new, and you'll hear us throw all these words around, if you hear a word you don't understand, unless it's one that I've accidentally made up, then do feel free to message us in and we'll try and explain it to you. This is your faceted drops. Now, facets are cuts essentially that we put upon a gemstone, and what that does is it maximizes the reflection of the gemstone. So in this instance, you can see you've got a range of different shaped facets. A lot of these are your triangular shapes that we have here, and essentially they interlink perfectly. They're cut by our lapidarists, our gem cutters, if you will, and they are cut so that they fit on each axis, and that means it gives you a higher reflection, more light interest than it would if they were just flat and plain. On this strand, it's really helping to intensify those hues. I feel like because of those facets, it draws your eye in more to the beauty. You've got a start price today, and this means that it should be this price, or has been in the past, or would be if you wanted to buy it on our website. Your price point today should be, but it is going to roll down. Now, any price drops you see in our show today will be going back up at original price at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is Thursday the 16th. So make sure you're getting it in your basket and you're checking it out to get the great price you're about to see. Should be £42.95. Not a bad price for the sizable pieces and that workmanship of the facets, but today we're bringing it to you for just £29.95 to get that amount of colour, that beautiful work of the facets, and those huge, huge, huge pieces for you today. OURU47, that's your code. That means if you call a call centre now and say that code to them, then they'll be able to add this to your order for you. And don't forget, add into your order, it's only £1 postage packaging all day. One postage packaging, should I say. It's £2.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wonderful opportunity. Well done to everyone. Now I'm about to bring you a kit. What on earth is a kit? A kit is, I felt like I'm just reminding myself, what on earth is a kit? I've completely forgotten. No, it's only been 5 days. This is an opportunity whereby what we do is we get goodies together, gemstones, etc. We put them together and we'll send them off to our guest designer, in this instance Tracey today. And we'll send them off a week or two in advance, and then we'll say, do as you will with these guest designer, and then we'll have step-by-step tuition. So step-by-step tuition we're going to be doing for you very shortly. So what you need to do is purchase the kit, watch the demonstration, and then when this is delivered to you in a few days, you can either recall exactly what Tracey did, or you can go on our YouTube channel to help you out. I'm going to start off, first things first, with the beading thread. The beading thread that I have here for you is a really gorgeous colour. It is described as your grey. It's really interesting grey though. It's kind of a metallicized grey, as you can see. It's almost touching upon the kind of gunmetal almost in its metallicized effect and in that beautiful colouring. It's a really delicate thread essentially. If you don't know what this is, loads and loads and loads of pieces of wire. all knitted together, and then a really nice soft coating over the top. It's a 0.3, so it's going to go through loads of your drill holes, even the more dainty ones that maybe have a smaller drill hole. We do DVDs based just around beading thread. It's such a great medium, it really is. You could swirl, you can create shapes, you can create bends, you could use these to strands, you could do so much with this. So you're getting a massive 50 meters worth on this spool, so a really big amount there. I'm then going to bring you 2 strands, and I've got to say the carat weight on these is absolutely massive. I've got 680 carats on one, and I've got 750 carats worth on the other. Carat weight is something big to look for, it really is. It essentially gives you, determines the amount of weight you're going to have in these gemstones, which is something gemologists will look for time and time again. I'm going to start off with the clear quartz, I think, the white quartz, shall I say. And I've got to say, now, by no means is this eye clean at all. Eye clean essentially means that when you look into it, you can't see any inclusions, no disruptions. But I have to say that I'm absolutely feeling the internal aspects of this. It creates such an individual and unique look, and I tell you what, you can tell these aren't plastic, you can tell these aren't glass, you know these are a genuine gemstone. Look at how that moves. Look at those internal effects, and how kind of on this one here you've got kind of elements where they just look like little kind of snowdrops almost, but then you turn it and they become more apparent, they change the light for you. I think these are absolutely epic. You've got a mammoth amount on here, and I've got to say that there are big and bold in the centre, as you could see there, not for the mean-hearted, not for the faint-hearted, thank you Tracey, not for the faint-hearted in the middle, 52 by 12 on the centre ones, but at the end, really dainty on the end, look, really dainty. So a massive graduation, which means if you want to do dainty pieces you can, but you could also do big, bold and beautiful. So that's your quartz strand. Oh my goodness, I honestly don't know how today is going to go. It's not starting well, and I'm going to bring you, it can only get better. This is your lapis lazuli that I have here, and again sizable pieces, and what beautiful pieces they are. Look at those golden hues against that blue back palette. Wow, that is absolutely exceptional. It really is. Look at all the detail and all the interest you have on there. Now those golden elements there are naturally occurring. Oh, you can see them on this recording, look at that. It's like a, I don't know, a painting, isn't it, of a nighttime sky, absolutely illuminating with those natural aspects of the golds in there. Really beautiful strand there, and we're going to be showing you in the pieces now. Let me reiterate exactly what we've got. Carat weight wise, you're looking at 750 in the lapis lazuli, very ancient gemstone used in some of the most expensive paintings in the world. You've also got your white quartz in there with those gorgeous internal characteristics, letting your buyers, your friends, your family know that it's the real deal. And you've got all of that beading thread as well. Now, kit prices can vary. I remember, 2 years ago, kit prices average would be about £32. Could be more. Used to be doing £90 ones, could be less, £25. Something's changed, because I've never recall doing this amount of carat weight with added components as well in a kit for a price anywhere near what we're going to go to today. Day and night, should be. Even my director Kerry went, wait, that's your should be. $23.85. We're going to roll this down, and you're not actually going to believe what I'm going to say, I don't think. Your price point should have been almost 24. Today it's £12.95. £12.95 for you today. That is absolutely astonishing. Producer Toby giving us an absolute cracker of a deal there. That is phenomenal. I mean, £12.95 nowadays. You can't get yourself a decent bouquet of flowers that are going to last more than 10 days. These are going to last and last and last. I mean, they've already been around for millennia in the crust of our planet, but they are going to last in your jewellery time and time again, year after year after year. £12.95 1.5 is the type of price I'm used to bringing 2 strands of shell for you, not the type of price that I would bring, well, what is the carat weight of all of them in total? 1,400 approximately. 1,400 carats of genuine gemstones. Now, there's over 10 of these in baskets, and you do have to check out on this because I've got under 70 now. Started off with more, but I've got 70 now. I have got multi-buyers on this, and I'm not surprised at that price point. Tracy, were you expecting a price point like that on these astonishing gems?
Not at all. I was discussing with some of my students the lapis and how beautiful they are and how valuable they are, really. So that price point is amazing.
Absolutely phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Genuinely astonishing. I mean, £12.95 is phenomenal. You can't get much for that nowadays. You really, really can't. And I think that is a really wonderful price point. And so do you. Well done to all of you. Lovely to see Cheshire was in first with us. Hello, Cheshire. Nice to see you. Northamptonshire, another one. Another Cheshire. Kent, East Sussex, Oklahoma. Hello to County Tyrone. Hello to Cardiff. Somewhere I can't pronounce and I won't try. Hello to Essex and Greater Manchester. It's so lovely to see you all. Loads of you coming in for this. Lots of multi-purchases on this one as well. Get it whilst you can, because I am going to bring another component of this kit to your screen. If you, oh, listen to the sound, don't sound that beautiful. If you want the gemstones, that's the only set of gemstones I have for you in this kit. I'm bringing to you sterling silver now. Obviously, when we're working with silver, we're working with something special. What does sterling silver mean for you, Tracy?
Oh, it is precious stone, precious metal, isn't it? It's just a beautiful, elegant. I just love it. You know, I am a little bit of a silver snob. I do love my silver every single time. So yeah, I loved it.
It is absolutely beautiful. It's very precious. It's very high end. Price of silver at the moment is doing loop-de-loos. It really is around the twist. If you want to treat yourself to something special, I think silver is always a great way to go. Silver at the moment is really just flummoxing us price point wise. It truly, truly is. And I'll be telling you more about that when I bring you that brand new chain with the pendant drop a little bit later on. First things first, what I'm showing you here is your 925 shepherd's hooks. You're going to be getting 4 of those, and those essentially go through your ears to make your earrings. I've also got in here for you the likes of your crimps and your crimp beads. They're a really useful component to finish off your ends. You've got in here your clasps as well, which include the lobster claw clasp, but also a toggle clasp. Really nice unisex toggle clasp you've got there. If you did want to multi-buy these, you could easily make yourself some sterling silver cufflinks with the T-bar end. You also have in here the likes of the head pins, the jump rings, and sets of chain. Yes, sets. Because I'm bringing you the heart chain, which I miss in sterling silver. I've got a 10-metre spool of heart chain that I use for my shoes, but it's not in sterling silver. I absolutely love it in the sterling silver though, because it gives so much of a shine. Don't forget, sterling silver giving you a massive amount of light back into your eye, much more than likes of gold or platinum ever would. So it's gorgeous with that added design, that added feature of the heart, really beautiful. But like I said, it is chains. I should say chain and a necklace, because I am going to be bringing you a necklace chain here as well. Great for hanging your pendants on, beautiful for adding your own drops to, or stunning just worn alone. You get the clasp included in this, so it makes your life much easier and you don't have to use your precious clasps from the collection we have here. So let me reiterate exactly what you're going to be getting. An entire selection of sterling silver on which you can see on your screen, and that necklace. 43 pieces in your findings pack, and then the necklace on top of that. Your price point today, I can honestly say, is the price point I have seen in a catalogue shop. You know when you go into the catalogue shops and they have the little pencils, they have the tiny pencils, and you type the code in to the machine. Do you ever try and guess a code? Oh, I love that shop, I really do. I always try and guess codes. Just go, da, da, da. It's like, oh, doesn't it come in? Oh man, yeah, love it. Anyway, you know, in that place, that I know full well that when I went in there a couple of weeks ago to buy a washing up bowl, and I ended up coming out buying an 8-foot blow up pool, I know that the lowest price chain, sterling silver, didn't come up to this price. Your price today for all of it should be, but we are rolling it down. £20.90, a very good price already. And bear in mind, that isn't even the should be, should have been more than that. £14.95 is your closing price on this one today. For that price, normally you wouldn't be able to get the sterling silver findings pack on a general everyday basis. And actually, because normally we were doing them originally at sort of the £17.95 mark originally, but with the sterling silver chain in there as well, normally well, it varies greatly, doesn't it? But even if it's just £9.95 or something like that, a great deal there for you at just £14.95. It really is a spectacular deal, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. They're beautiful findings. They're really good quality. So, yeah, they really complement everything you're going to make.
Yeah. And please do remember for me, sterling silver and silver in general is going up in price at the moment dramatically. People guessing and estimating that the price of silver could be up very soon to around about $130 per ounce, which is a huge, huge price amount, bearing in mind there's 28 grams in an ounce. So it really, really, really could be going through the roof. I'm going to mosey on over now, if I may. Follow on. I'm going to be bringing you loads of things. Silver clay, metal clay, loads of gemstones, loads of goodies. And I'm going to be bringing you creativity with lovely Tracey. Hello, Tracey.
Howdy.
Howdy doody. Howdy, I like that. Why don't we howdy more? Let's do that. We are going to be learning how to create this absolute key piece, and it is a key piece, isn't it?
It is. It's a focal piece to complement the beads and things like that, the gemstones. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this piece. It was quite fun.
Now, if I may, because obviously you're only getting kind of one aspect of it here, and this involves a lot more, if I may kind of show you around it whilst you tell us about your inspiration with this, please.
Sure. The whole theme was day to night. So obviously contrast here. So I felt the piece needed to contrast. So with day and night, we made a day and night piece. So on one side we've got the sun, and on the opposite side there's the moon. And then around the edge there's a little motto which says, if I can remember, three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, the truth.
I love that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's got the sun on one side, and then if I may sort of flip it and show you the other side, this is the moon side of this piece. Isn't that absolutely stunning?
There's a couple of little clouds with the moon.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like such an intricate piece. Are we going to be able to try this if we are relatively new?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if I take you step by step through the project, things always look really complicated, but it's just a question of breaking them down into all the little tiny little elements. I'm going to show you the whole process from start to finish.
Fantastic. So, set your TV to record, or just make sure you're watching us back when you can on YouTube, because we're going to be going through this step by step. The silver that we're going to be working with today is vast and varied, and I will be bringing to you your silver clay. Now, we're going to need the silver clay for this, obviously.
Definitely.
I've got the 20-gram pack here. Remind us very briefly what this very special clay is.
Okay, the silver itself is silver that's reclaimed from industrial processes, such as the film industry, medical supplies. That's what silver clay is. So it comes from those waste products. It's recovered by quite a lengthy process, but basically the silver's ground to a very fine powder, mixed with an organic binder and water, and so packaged into this lump clay.
And essentially, it feels like a clay, it works like a clay, it even looks like a clay first off.
It certainly does.
But then, after a little bit of work, a little bit of processing, you come out with 99.9% genuine silver.
Absolutely. Hallmark quality as well, so fantastic.
And this is the type of thing you can make with this, and that is genuine silver, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to get your hands on this pack, now is your opportunity. You're getting 20 grams, that's plenty for you, it really is. Treat yourself today. Your price point, £39.95, and silver is going up dramatically in the market, in the trade, and that will have an effect even on the likes of your silver clay if it does go up as dramatically as many are expecting. 20 grams worth is going to last and last and last. All you need is this, the kit, and a little bit of Tracey's help, and you'll be well on your way. Where are we going to start with this gorgeous make, please, Tracey?
All right, so preparation is the key. and a bit of planning. So my preparation and planning began with drawing out the shape I wanted to create here. And I do that on some graph paper. I use graph paper and tracing paper a lot. If those of you that tune in regularly, you'll know I draft out lots of patterns. And then I've cut this out in tracing paper too. And this is going to be my basic pattern. Now I've taken a piece of scrap polymer clay. Now I'm sure lots of people have got some polymer clay around, because this is going to form the basic shape.
And that's not baked?
It's not baked, it's still very flexible, it's still very soft.
Okay.
So I've just taken a piece of clay and rolled this out about
centimetre?
About a centimetre thick, isn't it? It's about a centimetre thick. And then used my paper template on top, and with my craft knife cut round, so I've got my shape. Now the key and important part here is those walls, as I've cut round, I've cut them absolutely straight. They need to be absolutely at 90 degrees.
Okay.
It's really important.
Okay.
Okay. So take my piece of paper away, because I'm kind of done with that now. I am not going to bake this off. I'm just going to leave it as soft clay all the way through. Okay. Then I'm going to work on my work surface and start applying a little bit of my balm to the surface I'm working on.
Okay.
And this will stop the clay from sticking. Now I've got a big tile in front of me today.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take a piece of clay and start it in kind of a sausage shape, just in my hands like so. And using my 1mm spacers, or 4 cards thick, I'm going to start to roll this out. I want length on this, so I'm only going to roll it up and down and turn and roll and flip and turn, because I want to get a nice long length on here. So do this slowly, you don't have to do it in one go. I need something that's going to be roughly almost the width of this tile.
Okay.
So I'm going to carry on.
So you want it to be about, I'm just going to...
Can you measure
about
that?
sort of 13 inches, is it? 12, 13 inches?
I guess,
I'm
yeah.
doing it
It's
this
probably
way.
about 12 inches, I guess, I think.
Oh, that's gone to 11 now. Not the best technique, but about 12 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'll depend on, you know, the size of... You can measure the circumference around your piece of polymer if you really want to. Everybody's will be different, won't they? So,
oh, yeah.
So there we go. So I've rolled this out, nice long strip here. Now you can either use a craft knife to cut yourself a nice strip. I've got my cutter here, which makes things a bit quicker. So just press it through and it's going to cut a nice long parallel strip for me.
Okay.
Just like so.
And you can use your polymer cutter and your craft blades and things to do
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. Tissue blades. I'm just going to remove the excess either side there.
Which will not be wasted.
No, we don't waste anything.
You really don't. You keep your tissues and everything, don't you?
I keep everything. I'm really mean.
Everything.
And stash up my excess clay. Now you can see I've got this sitting on a little mat here.
Teflon, yeah.
And I'm also just going to badger balm around the outside edge too, because I don't want the clay to stick too well to this. All right, so just badger balm all the way around the edge. Now I'm going to lift this little strip very gently, and I'm going to lay it around the edge, standing on end like so. Oops, it's a little bit fiddly. Stand it on its end all the way around to there, and it overlaps. Can you see the overlap here?
I can.
All right, and now with my craft knife, tissue blade, whatever it takes, I'm just going to cut through both layers and remove the excess from the top and the excess from underneath there. And save that little bit of clay once more. Oops. Now, I need to just make a really good join here. So I'm just going to lift that little bit of clay back, take my rubber tip tool and just blend down that edge. Can you see that? I just blend it down the edge. And with my syringe, just put a line of syringe clay in that join. This is just going to help us seal that join together.
I saw that you use the syringe there, which
Yes.
is handy because I've got it right here.
Excellent.
So what type of things are you going to be using the syringe for? Obviously we've seen you use it there.
Yeah, you can use it for joining things, you can add details.
Have you done your cloud detail here with it?
Exactly, yeah, the clouds and the sun rays have all been done with the syringe as well.
It gives you a really beautiful kind of delicate detail, and you can write words with this, you could do textures with this, as you can see. It's a really fine point on it, and it has the silver clay within it. You get 10 grams within this, and you don't have to use it all at once. Do you mind me showing how you keep yours?
Yep.
How you're showing yours?
Yeah.
This is it kind of used already, but you just pop yours in kind of a little stand, as it were, a little bottle like this, so that it's there ready for you to work with. And you do just work it like you would a normal syringe. Obviously, this one's been used quite a lot.
Yeah, I normally keep a drop of water in here. There's no water at the moment, but there's normally a little drop of water in the bottom, and it just permanently stays like that.
And it just stays and stays on your workbench.
Yeah, it
and it's
stays on
going
the
to be
workbench.
fine.
Absolutely fine.
So if you want to treat yourself to this today to get those details, now's your chance. At just £19.95 for 10 grams worth of this. So it is going to be great for your joints, going to be lovely for your personalisation as well. And as you can see, really easy to look after as well. £19.95 for you on that one today. Well done, everyone.
Okay, so having made that join, I'm going to just cast this aside to dry. Now I recommend that you really let this dry naturally. If you start popping this into your oven to dry, you're going to bake off the polymer, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to remove. So if you leave it to dry naturally, the polymer stays soft, and then it's far easier to get out.
To work with.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So just airing cupboard, windowsill.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So here's one I dried earlier. So here's one ready to be taken off the polymer clay. So I'm just going to take my needle tool and just pop my needle tool in between the polymer and the clay and run my needle tool all the way round, like so. And it should just separate the clay and the polymer. Yeah, all the way around. I knew that would pop. It always does on live telly, doesn't it? It always goes wrong.
So what happens if it does pop?
So you can repair it again. I would go back with my syringe and repair it again, join it again, leave it to dry, and once it's dry it'll be fine again.
It'll be sorted.
All right?
Yeah.
So being prepared, I made another.
Gosh, you're good.
I am prepared today, aren't I?
Very.
So I've made another one. This one's dried and ready to move on to the next stage. Now I'm not going to do any filing or tidying up because it is quite a fragile structure. We can do all that a little later. Okay. I'm going to stabilise the whole thing. But before we move on any further, I want to do some more of those strips. You know those strips we cut out?
Yeah.
We're going to cut out more of those strips and cut them into a couple of lengths, shorter lengths if you like. I've done 2 this long and 2 shorter ones, which I seem to have misplaced. So I'm going to cut one of these in half. There you go. So I've got 2 longs and 2 shorts.
Okay.
All right. And this is going to become this frame, this box frame, which will sit inside of here.
Okay.
Is this all making sense so far?
Yeah, absolutely.
You start to see where we're coming. So now we've got these pieces, I need to join these together. So I want to show you how I join these together. So first of all, I'm going to take my rubber block and a file. Just grab myself a file.
And this is just your normal, don't forget we do have a selection of files on our website if you do want to look at those. Or just an emery board.
Yeah, this emery board file. And I'm just going to file the edge straight, first of all. And then I want to miter the corner. Mitering the corner is literally squaring it up on the block and then holding my file on a sort of 45-degree angle. And I only do downward strokes to miter the corner, like so.
So it's not mitery hard?
I'm not filing too hard.
No, no.
No? Okay. So I do that with that one and do the same on here too. Okay.
Does it matter too much if your angle's slightly off, or can you be?
Well, you do need to, you want to make these into a nice square corner.
So that they fit.
So they fit. So 45-degree angle is really what you need.
Okay.
Okay. So once you've done that on both angles there,
okay,
I need to make these exactly the length I want them to. Now you can measure these off if you need to. So if I use graph paper to measure them off, so little graph card, I'm going to measure that one and that one so that they're the same length.
So that's why graph paper's very handy.
Yeah. And this one. And this one. So just make them all exactly the same length. Okay. So now I've got two shorts which are exactly the same and two longs which are exactly the same. So now I'm ready to construct. So having filed those two edges, I'm now going to join them together. I'm going to use my rubber block to help me do that. So that mitered edge that I mitered on here, I'm going to stand up against my rubber block, and then I'm going to use my syringe,
which is on your screen currently.
Okay, squidge a big blob of syringe along that mitered corner and bring this other mitered corner in to meet it here, and I'm just holding them together so that I get a nice 45-degree angle. Okay. Now this is where your patience is required. Lots and lots of patience. You just got to hold it for a good couple of minutes while it starts to set and dry. Now, yeah. And then once you've done this one, you obviously do the other side, the other half, and then you're going to join the two pieces together in the same way. So you end up with the whole construction.
I'm going to bring to you now, just whilst we're moving on to the next stage, your paste. Now I know this is something you use quite regularly actually, don't you, Tracey?
I do indeed, yeah. The paste or the syringe for joining all your pieces together. Yeah.
This is kind of almost like a glue in a sense,
indeed,
but obviously it's the real deal silver that we're working with here, and it's the viscosity really that's different mainly, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. It's just a little bit more dilute than that's in the syringe, and obviously more dilute again than the lump clay itself. But it's lovely to work with.
So you essentially paint this on, really, don't you?
You can, yeah. You can even water it down even more if you need it even thinner. So yeah.
So really workable paste we have here for you. Your price point today, 10 grams worth, is just £17.95 for you, and it will, you know, you can use it as kind of your gluing aspect. You can even use this to kind of create almost textures in a way, can't you?
Definitely, you can do that kind of stipple thing where you put a load of the paste to slip on top of the surface, and then use either your finger or your paintbrush to kind of stipple.
Stipple it.
Do you remember back in the days when you did stippling?
You stipple brushing. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
£17.95 on this one for you. Well done, everyone. Add it to your order, and please check out because we are low in stock on this one in particular. £17.95. Okay, I'm with you.
So having got your main frame, two main frames, we're going to start to think about adding the front and the back onto these. Okay, so I'm just going to pop those to one side. You can see they are quite delicate little structures. They do need tidying up, but that will all come later. If I start filing this up at the moment, I'm likely to start pinging all these joints and they're all going to break apart.
We don't want that.
So yeah, we'll leave it till later on. We'll tidy this up, but a little later on.
Okay.
So next I'm going to add the back to this. So I'm going to take another piece of my clay, and on my Badger Balm surface, I'm going to start to roll this out. Once again, using my 1mm spacers.
How many playing cards thickness is that approximately?
That's 4 playing cards.
So if you want to get your playing cards,
4
pour on top of each other in the similar way as this.
Indeed.
Give you the same look.
Now you can see I kind of lift and turn my clay regularly. I don't just try and roll it out in one hit. This will stop it from sticking to the surface that you're working on. Okay, so I've rolled it out. Let's just test it for size. Am I there? Yeah, pretty much. I am going to add a little bit of texture to it. So I'll go back to some of my favourite wallpaper textures. I'm just going to keep it quite subtle and pop my clay on top once again. I'm just going to switch out those 1mm for these slightly thinner ones, and these are 0.75 or 3 cards thick.
3 cards.
Okay,
Brilliant.
because we're making so much of a big construction here, we can go a little bit thinner with this.
Okay, because it's going to have the sturdiness.
Exactly,
of size.
and it makes your clay go a little further. As you can roll it, you can see it's growing.
You can see it, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it growing. So it's going to make your clay go a little further. All right, so I've rolled that out. And if I lift away, you can see we've got a lovely texture on this side. If I just grab another one of my cards, I'm going to pop this texture side down onto the card, and using my spritz bottle,
which is just water.
Just water, just spritz it all over with a little water, and I make sure I've got a nice and even film of water on there. So now I'm going to put my 2 little frames, one on top there, and the second one. Take your time and make sure you get these squared up properly, and then I'm just going to hold it down for about 30 seconds.
And are you pushing that through?
No, I'm just holding
it on.
Yeah, I'm not pushing, I'm just holding, supporting, allowing the water to really suck into the plaster dry. Kind of makes that connection. Okay, so once I've done that little hold, I'm ready to remove the excess. And I take my needle tool, dip this in the badger balm, and just run it around on the inside here, and then just lift away this excess. This is be tricky. The little trick to getting hold of that bit of clay is to put your needle tool very shallow angle and just kind of scoop it up. Scoop it up, and then I'm going to needle tool around the outside edge like so, all the way around, and take away the excess there too. Now stash up your clay, keep that nice and safe, and I will just leave this to go and dry. Okay. Once this is completely dried, it will take quite a long time. I'm going to then flip it over and do exactly the same on this side. So then I've got the walls, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
The whole complete thing.
So it'll kind of be the faces of this, where you've attached the likes of the moon, etc.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we've got the whole piece starting to come together. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side, but that would need to dry.
Okay.
This has now had the 2 sides put on it, and I've started to tidy up all the insides and outsides with files, sanding grits, whatever it takes. It does take some time. I've got a really coarse grit here which I started to sand around the outside, file on the inside, and really just take your time. This can be quite labour intensive, but it's really worth every bit of time that you take to get it gorgeous, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And build the whole thing up. Now, I wrote that little motto out. I found that little motto on the internet. So what I've done here is written it on in pencil. I don't know if you can see, if the camera's going to pick that up.
Yeah, we can
I've
see
written
that.
it on in pencil, first of all. So when I'm ready to get this motto written in, I actually scribe this in. So I'm taking my little water brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of water on each of those letters. I'm going to take this one at a time, and using my needle tool, start to scribe in the lettering.
Now, you don't want to push too hard on this point, do you?
No, that little bit of water will just soften the clay enough to stop chattering. If you imagine if you go onto the plaster dry clay, it's a little bit like going on a chalkboard, and it will chatter. But if you put that little bit of water on, it just softens the clay enough so that as you go in with your needle tool or a very fine bowl tool, you can do that lettering quite smoothly and get nice, even letters. Does that make sense?
We have had a text in. It's going to come in on your screen now. Don't forget, you can text us 60777. Linda. Hello, Linda and Andrew. Don't leave you out, Andrew. I've just tuned in. Fabulous design, Tracy. Could you let me know how much clay you need for this design, please?
Okay, yes, I weighed the complete piece when it was finished, and this came in just under 35 grams.
Okay.
So, yeah, you want to multi-buy on your clay.
On your clay. Get yourself a couple of those.
Yeah.
And that's, again, don't forget, one of the reasons we've made it hollow.
Yeah.
Because saving on the pennies, but still getting that really big, bold look.
Exactly. You can make them quite big pieces, quite big, bold pieces. So you can see I scored in those lettering there. And it does pull up the material. I'm not going to stop picking away at that. I'm going to leave it to dry. And once it's dry, then I go in with an old makeup brush, a dry makeup brush, and just brush off the dry excess clay. And it does just keep a clean, really nice look. So you'd work your way all the way around. Now, if you need to go back and score that a couple of times over just to get a really nice deep impression to your lettering, then that's what you do. But take it a little at a time. The little decorative elements I've added to this, in my junk box I found a couple of little charms, a little moon and star, and using the 2-part silicone moulding compound, some of you may have seen me use this before, I've made 2 little moulds. So to make that little mould, we just use equal amounts of both.
I love this stuff. I don't know if we've got it on our website at the moment. We do it at JewelleryMaker. Eyes peeled for it.
And I make sure that I've got equal quantities of both. Now I've got a little bit more white than blue here.
If you couldn't get your hands on this compound, what else can I use?
You could try using your polymer clay, a little bit of polymer clay. Make sure it's really nice and soft and pliable. And you could make an impression with some polymer clay.
Fab.
So equal amounts of both, mix them together quite quickly, fold, fold, fold until it's completely even in tone. You've got to be quite quick because the material can go off quite quickly, especially on a hot day. I don't know why it goes off hotter on a hot day, but it does.
But once you've created something like this, it's not then going to go off in the sense of once it's done, once it's dried, you've got that imprint there for life, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, so just rolled out my moulding compound, just pop in my little, this one is the sun and I've got the moon, I've done the same thing and I've created these little moulds. Once these go off, they take about 10-15 minutes to cure. Okay, then you're ready to make your little sun and moon in clay.
Okay.
So you take a pinch of your clay, fast and hard, and just literally pack it in, push it in into your mould. If you've got too much excess, then you can remove excess with your tissue blade or your craft knife, just removing around the edges like so, until you've got just the right amount. And then you pop these out. Is he coming?
Come on, you. I don't know, the sun's not out outside. Maybe he's in here.
I messed that up a little bit, but you pop them out and then you just leave it to dry. So again, here's some I've made earlier.
Organised.
We're all right?
Yes.
So the dry ones, to attach it on, it's just a bit of syringe.
We did have the syringe on earlier.
Yeah, big squidge of syringe just to blob it on and pop that in place. And I do the same with the moon on the back and blob that one in place too.
Okay.
Just to add the last bits of detail, the sun rays or the clouds, I'm just going to use the syringe just like that. Whee! Make some wiggly lines to make sun rays. Touch down and make more wiggly lines to make the sun rays.
And you keep kind of touching that down. Is that to help it attach?
Yeah, touch down and then lift the nib away and let the line of the syringe just fall onto the surface of the piece. Touch down, lift and come away. Now it's a bit of a blob here. I will tidy that up with a bit of a water brush. I'll just get rid of that as I go along.
Okay.
And tidy that up. Okay, and then you leave all this to dry really thoroughly before you go onto fire.
Fantastic.
So the regular firing can be done with a blowtorch or on your gas hob or in a kiln. And once that's completely fired, you're then ready to wire brush. I usually wire brush with one of these. Okay.
That's industrious. Wow.
It's a big wire brush.
Really
it's a brass brush.
Okay.
I've got a little piece of fired but unpolished here with me now. So this is what it looks like when it's fired. So this is white.
Yes.
Now it's all fired up.
Yeah.
And just the first stage of polishing is to wire brush it, and it goes from white
Look,
to
straight
silver.
away. Look at
straight
that.
away, you start to get that silver look on it. And if you need to, then you can just put that under the tap.
Show you it that
Can you see
way.
that?
We can show the back. So this is what it was like earlier.
White.
And then a tiny little bit of brushing, and already, look at that. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do this with washing up liquid and soap and water as well.
Okay.
Just give it a do under the tap and it will just help to bring things really up nicely. And then finally I've just used a bit patina, liver of sulphur in hot water, dipped it in and then used a soft cloth and polish and just polished it up to a nice
And that's
shine.
kind of helped pick up the words in there as well, hasn't it?
Indeed,
Pick up all that detail
indeed.
of the writing
Yeah.
that you've got around there. Just an absolutely exceptional piece. Thank you so much for showing us that,
You're
Tracey.
welcome.
Really beautiful, and we'd love to see your makes of this as well on our wall of fame. What are we seeing as second demonstration?
Bronze. Sorry, copper. Beg your pardon.
Copper.
Copper. We've got a copper piece coming up.
Coming up for you, and it's a super long demonstration, so I'm very excited. I'm heading on over here now because I've got something very special. It's one of our star buys. There's something oh so mystical about this. There really, really, really is. When I was at this festival, they did a David Bowie kind of tribute, let's say, and everyone was given masks, Bowie masks, and the press were all there taking photos of these huge crowds, and there was kind of a compilation of all of his work. The last main stage gig that Bowie did in this country was at the Isle of Wight festival, so it was a really special moment. Loads of people in the crowd were dressed up because it was actually kind of said that he was going to be headlining for this year. Obviously, not in this case. But everyone was dressed up, people with face paint on and everything else. And all you could see was this sea of kind of Ziggy Stardust masks and this array of multicoloured clothing. And that is exactly what I have here. I have something that is fun. I have something that, very much like Bowie, will not hide in a corner. And I have something that I think is for a little bit of everyone. When you need those moments just to put a bit of a smile on your face, this most certainly could be it. Isn't this an absolute beauty of a strand? Genuine quartz, of which we've applied this amazing rainbow appeal, and all of that naturally occurring drusy. This is what we refer to when we say drusy. These kind of elements, you know, they look a little bit like glitter. It's not, you know, if I was to rub that, it's not going to come off at all. It's to do with the structure of these and the way in which essentially the silica-based substance enters into these cavities, let's say, in the crust of the earth, and they'll form beautifully for a long period of time, long period of time, really nicely meeting up time and time again. But then something will change, whether it be the pressure, whether it be heat, whatever it is will change, and so it kind of freezes in time. It doesn't finish off that process. And what that gives us, therefore, is this snapshot of how Mother Nature actually forms quartz. And I love that with that rainbow appeal, we've got that detail over the top. These kind of colours are absolutely huge at the moment. I think less and less people are afraid of colour now, or afraid of kind of details such as this. And I think that this is an absolute wondrous strand to have at this time of year. It's big, it's bold, yes, but also it has that vivid kind of coloration to it, which makes it very wearable, because essentially you don't have to think, well, it's only one colour, so it'll only go with this colour. You've got such a myriad of colours here. You could wear this with black, white, pink, blue, green, because those colours are naturally kind of, you know, a feature of this beautiful strand. What you have here is your 14mm round, so a nice big statement opportunity you've got with these, you really have. If you wanted to do some wire work with them, what a wondrous effect you're going to get. If you wanted to do maybe even work your likes of your aluminium in with this, that'd give a real statement look, but you don't have to. Just one individual piece on something quite simple, maybe even, you know, the necklace drop I've got coming up for you. Coming up at 2:30, maybe even just one of these hanging from this design will give you such a beautiful look. And because the sterling silver necklace already has that kind of circular detail, then I think that will work really nicely. You've got something very special here, ladies and gentlemen. Treat yourself to it whilst you have the opportunity. Lots of you already are. Price point today. That is incredible. £7.95 for something that is from Mother Nature, from something that is a well-known gemstone, and for something that is not the type of thing loads of us are going to have in our stash. This is individual, this is unique, this is dynamic, and this is going to give you that standout effect, that standout look. Pieces like this are going to really get a wide range of audience in on your stall, or to if you're making to sell, or if you're just making to gift. These types of pieces are going to give you that colour quality, that colour range, and at a £7.95 you're going to get it affordably. Sometimes when you're going for really bespoke individual pieces, you're paying a premium, aren't you? It's like with everything, it's like with anything. Even, I know this is a naff example, but even like sandwiches, okay? If you're just gonna buy a really plain, you knew it was gonna be food, sums me up. Even if you've got a really plain kind of everyday sandwich, you will be paying your base rate, but you will pay a premium as soon as they put, half a teaspoon of piri piri on, or as soon as they, swap out the lettuce and they put in rocket. You're paying way more, aren't you, for something a bit different, for something a bit bespoke, and that's what you've got here. It's bespoke, it's different, but you're not paying that premium. £7.95. I'd love to know, Tracy, what you would do to really show off these beauties.
They're amazing, aren't they? They look like titanium. They are gorgeous, the colours. I think they would have to be are always accompanied with silver, and they really make the colours pop.
You could do loads with it, really, couldn't you? I'm just thinking what other gems this is going to go with. Yeah. I mean, it's going to go great, isn't it? That is so Bowie. Kind of, isn't it? That is so Bowie. Like kind of a labyrinth design. What a great idea, if I do say so myself. Also, though, it's going to go really nicely with the likes of very simple, elegant Spinels. Black Spinel I've got here for you, coming up straightish after the break for you. They're going to work really nicely. Imagine using those as kind of your spaces, because they have enough lustre to them that they're not going to be overpowered by all of the beautiful drusy we have on this detail. Lots of you with it in your baskets. I've got numerous multi-buyers. Most of you are buying 2s or 4s of these ones today, so well done to everyone who is getting your hands on them. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, and like I say, for your media, even your mixed medias, this is going to give a real standout look and effect. £7.95 on this one today. I'm going to head on over to a break whilst you're all continuing to come on in. I've got more coming up for you. I have got that stunning chain, I've got that beautiful Spinel, I've got green kyanite. Look at that Spinel. This, more creativity, more designs coming up for you after the break. See you in a bit.
I found JewelleryMaker by flicking through the TV one day and being absolutely astounded by the gemstones and the price. Obviously sceptical at first, but within days I'd ordered, never looked back. My first impressions were how friendly the channel is, and feeling like being on the other side of the screen, you're still part of it. I enjoy the gemstones most about the channel, but also the presenters and the guest designers learning new techniques. Claire McDonald's my favourite guest designer. Her wire work is absolutely amazing, astounding. I love how the channel's evolved recently. I love the prices that we get, and the customer service is fantastic. Advice for somebody starting out in JewelleryMaker would be to have a little go at everything, see what you like, and then go with that, because you'll excel at whatever you're enjoying.
Polymer clay I love because it will cross all ages and all mediums. You can tone it with lots of different colours to make all the shades that you desire. You can mix it with resins, you can mix it with all sorts of mediums, but not just jewellery. You can also do things like add it to your scrapbooking, your card making, and children will love it. It's a non-toxic medium, so perfect for all the family. It would just be endless the amount of things you can make with it. I love it.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with JewelleryMaker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with JewelleryMaker.
Spinel is a historically important gemstone. It is often located in the same gravel beds as things like corundum, so your rubies and sapphires. Because it comes in the same colours, blues and reds, it's often mistaken as a sapphire. Now, this isn't to the detriment of Spinel itself. It has its own important qualities such as great RI, so it's very, very reflective, and great dispersion as well. So it shows a lot of fire as the light hits the stone. From a historical point of view, one of the main important spinels actually sits in the crown jewels, and this was for a long time believed to be a ruby, but recent geological testing has found the Princess Ruby is actually a spinel.
The black sapphire. Something that gets its name from exactly what you can see now. That sparkle, that beauty. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your black spinel. From certain locations in the world, this will be referred to as black sapphire. And the main location where they call it that, or nin, is in Thailand. And this is that gem from Thailand, naturally formed. You can tell why it gets that name, black sapphire, can't you? For me, I've got something here which has no comparison, truly. Truly. It's referred to as black sapphire because of the look, because of the beauty, because of the strength. But there really is no kind of comparison that you could grasp. Obviously, black sapphires, well, that's not a thing, really, is it? Other comparisons. We compare it a lot to diamond, don't we? We compare it a lot to diamond, and understandably so. But diamond, you're unlikely to be able to get it in larger sizes such as this. And diamond also, obviously, is going to be costing an arm and a leg if you wanted to buy 30 carats worth, usually, in particular faceted in this way. Another thing with a diamond as well is you're not going to get such a perfect finish, because when you're cutting a diamond, you're cutting a diamond against a diamond. So essentially you've got the same amount of strength against each other. So that means that when you get black diamond, it can be very pitted on the surface, which means you're not going to get that shine. You're not going to get that incredible sparkle. Just look at the beauty of the effect you have there. Even in the background, that sparkle the fire is just phenomenal. And you're not going to be able to get it that high with most of your black diamonds. What else can we compare it to? I suppose black onyx we could compare it to, couldn't we? But with black onyx, very, very, very often they will be dyed. There'll have been a white onyx that will have been dyed more often than not. And also in an onyx you can get banding, can't you? If I hold this out for you, you'll be able to see that beauty of evenness in that black colour is absolutely pure. There's no ditches, there's no mottled, it's even throughout, and that is natural. So again, not something that onyx could give us. What about jet? Could we compare it to jet? Well, yeah, of course we can. The colour's there, so it would be easy enough to. But jet, well, rarity-wise, is extremely rare, so very difficult for you to get your hands on, and because of its rarity, you will be paying a premium. But also, jet itself is extremely soft. You're looking at around about a 3 to 4 on the Mohs scale. So that means that if you're wearing this, say, in a ring, you could easily scratch it just by, you know, opening a door or catching it on another piece of jewellery very, very easily. This, however, is an 8 on the Mohs scale, so only one step down from sapphire, which again is why it gets that black sapphire name. if you want to treat yourself to this today because you love, love, love the colour of jet but you don't like the softness, because you adore the beauty of onyx but you don't like it, the fact that it's often dyed, and that you really cherish that sparkle of a diamond but you don't want to pay through the roof, this is the one for you. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, is just £5.95. That is not the type of price we would be expecting for any genuine gemstone. Not so long ago, the rule was if it's under £6.95, it's not going to be on your air. We have broken our own rule with this, and there is absolutely no need. Look at the amount you are getting. It's mammoth. And at 30 carats worth, you're getting a look at diamond in a similar manner. It's always compared to diamond because of that beautiful shine and beautiful effect, and often worked alongside diamond, but you're nowhere near paying the price. I don't even dare imagine how much you would be expected to pay for a faceted strand of diamonds, natural black diamonds, 30 carats worth. I do not dare to guess, but let me tell you this, you wouldn't get much change from, what, £500? Even here at JewelleryMaker, you would not get much change at all. These today, though, £5.95. And even with the likes of your onyx, I mean, look at the purity of this. If I hold it really still, you can see not a mottle, not a dot, not a banding in sight, beautifully, naturally pure and even in its colour, which is most certainly what we look for in the likes of your beautiful onyx. And stronger than your jet. Gives you the beauty, gives you the shine, gives you the lustre, but you've got the strength there. If you're not sure what Mohs is, do feel free to do your research. It's M-O-H-S. And essentially it talks about the strength of a gemstone. So, very long story short, a gentleman called Mr. Mohs got lots of different varieties of gemstones and essentially scratch them against each other. One would scratch the other and the other would not be scratched, so that meant that the one that wasn't scratched was then harder, and you put that up the scale. So the higher the number on the scale goes up to a 10, i.e. diamond, the stronger it is. This is an 8. Jet is about a 3 to 4. So this is really, really, really durable. Means you can wear this all day, every day, and even if you're a wee bit clumsy, like I've heard some people here are, mainly myself, then you do not have to be afraid, because it's not going to really easily get knocked or get cracked or anything else like that. £5.95. Tell me what you think about this. Guest designer Tracey.
Amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful, sparkly, faceted. Oh, they're gorgeous, aren't they? You could, so versatile. You could mix them with so many other things. Some amethyst. Oh my goodness, they would look amazing.
They'd look phenomenal with that amethyst I've got with the bezel set, do you think?
Yeah.
How would you tie these in together?
Oh God, yeah. Well, just, you know, don't overthink it. Just space them between.
Yeah, I like those. Just one as a pendant drop, I think would be beautiful. Sterling silver with your Zambian hand-carved amethyst coming up for you 3 o'clock-ish. So do stay tuned for that one, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's over 25 of you with this in your baskets. So if you do want to get your hands on it, it's 0800 644 655 or JewelleryMaker.com or on our free app. There's loads of ways to get involved. Loads. There's no excuse not to. It's even a free phone number off your landline or off your mobiles nowadays. Back in my day, you were paying a premium, weren't you? You used to get that voice when you rung a free phone number and it'd go, you will be charged for this call. How much depends on your service provider. I could have done the voiceovers for that, couldn't I? Bit late now. But it will be free even from your mobile phones in the UK. If you do get a little voiceover that does that, then make sure you ring your provider and double check. But free from your British phone, landline and mobile. Well done, loads of you treating yourself to these ones. Lots of multi-buyers. In fact, we're kind of a half and half split for people multi-purchasing on this one. And I was just thinking, do you know what these would be great for? Do you, Toby? Sewing. That reminds me, because we are going to the Stitch and Sew and Hobbycraft show. Wow, how did I do that? Yeah, I couldn't say pay properly before. I've warmed up now, we are going to be going to the show in, it's 2 weeks' time, isn't it? 2 weeks' time, 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July it is. It's at the NEC in Birmingham. There'll be absolutely loads going on and we'll be there as well. it's only £8 ticket in advance, or if you want to just go and you just want to go last minute, it's £10 on the door. So the discount is available as well on senior visitors, being told. So do feel free to get involved with that, and if you want to, the website to go to is stitchandhobby.co.uk. So have a little look at the event page on Birmingham NEC, and like I say, it's the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July if you want to get involved, and we will be there. It's exciting, isn't it? £5.95 for this, and if you did want to stitch or sew these into your pieces, what a glamorous look you're going to get. You really are. Oh, on a bead loom. These on a bead loom. Think of the sparkle. Think of the beauty. Just reminding me. Sterling silver coming up for you in a bit. Box clasp. One of the most unisex clasps I've ever seen. Look how reflective that is. Look, you can see the lights in it. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this later. I'm going to try and get your face on this, Michael, if I may, a little bit later on. Not right now. Not as in like I'm going to ask you to come over here and I'll sort of pin it to your fod. £5.95. Well done, everybody. A great deal for you. Please don't forget that sterling silver necklace with the drop coming up too. Wow. Does make you sort of bop a bit, doesn't it? Oh, you're right, Michael, I do look more tanned than I did. All right, Kerry. Kerry's just gone, really? Been at a festival, like I said, 5 days. And I got out of the festival with the most amazing tan. Got in the shower, washed off completely. Like, oh, man, just a layer of mud. Did I get a blow-up bed? Interesting question. Yes, I did get a blow-up bed. Did my friend bring the wrong tent and then we couldn't fit the blow-up bed in it? Yes, she did. Carried a massive double blow-up bed. Anyway, okay, we're going to move on now, and I'm bringing you some white pearls on a strand. Tracy, are you fond of a pearl?
Oh, I do like a pearl, yes,
Ooh.
indeed. I do like a pearl.
Tell me why.
Yeah, pearls are gorgeous. They're so classic. I say it every time. They can be so contemporary as well as classic. They are just so gorgeous.
Really are, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you like to do with a pearl?
What am I going to do with a pearl? Oh, well, yeah, use it to complement my silver, as ever.
Of course.
Yeah, strand it with something. Give it a really nice contrasting, maybe some aquamarine.
Why?
Yeah, those. They're gorgeous.
Spinel.
Look at them, that's Spinel.
That is super glamour, isn't it?
Make them pop.
What a great idea. Love those together. Glamorous. I've got for you here your white pearls. And these are interesting because I'm going to talk to you about colour with these. I know I talk about this a lot, but people always ask me, hang on, I don't understand. Let me double check this. So, colour of pearls is really, really, really important. If they're dyed, not so much. But naturally, very important indeed. And I've got a slide to show you now, which I hope will explain this better. So, this is colours of natural pearls that you readily get, well I say readily, you can get in the freshwater variety. So, as you can see there, it talks about how pearls are available in every colour that you can imagine. It also talks about how you are offered a palette of colours. And it says how essentially when you're talking about your pearls, you'll consider the primary shade the main colour. The colour of pearls is produced by the oyster as the pearl is being formed. So does that mean that every colour that you get, whether it be your dark cream, your white, your pink, does that mean that when you see them that is their real colour? No, it does not. Most white pearls that you get will have had numerous treatments upon them, whether that be bleaching, whether that be irradiating. When you get a natural colour pearl, you are paying a premium because it very rarely happens. Approximately 4% of pearls will be natural in colour when they come to you on the market. And the colour is very important for prices. Can I have that picture back on the back palette, at the back, what's it called? Plasma, that's one. Thanks, Kerry. So, I've done these in price order for you. Going from, this is all in natural colour, obviously once you dye it, the rules change, but natural colour I've done it in order. From the lowest price, so these are the more commonly occurring, is your dark yellow colours. It's more common, so naturally it's a lower price. Going up a step, so you'll pay slightly more, is the cream. Going up a step more, the lighter the cream, the more you're paying. Generally, the second most expensive natural coloured pearl is white. Not all pearls that are white will be natural, but this one is. It's not been bleached, so it's not got a horrible kind of crusty lustre. Ooh. Oh, I know. That was not, no, I don't think any of us like that after I said it. But you know what I mean? If something's been bleached, it's like your hair, it can get snappy easily and it goes a bit brittle. It doesn't have that look. It's got a beautiful, smooth, natural lustre because it's a natural colour, and because of that, you get a mammoth amount of your colour rate through this. Treat yourself to natural pearls if and when you can, because they do not come around every day. Your price point, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for it. Basically, I really like the opportunity for us all to be able to have a range of pearls, and the thing is, it's not frustrating, that's the wrong word, but sometimes when I sit here and I can see the amount of pearlescence, I don't want this to sound, but I can probably guess about 90% of the time if a pearl is natural in colour or not, because of the amount of pearlescence you get from it. Now, the thing is, you can't see that because of all of the lights I've got around me. These lights are absolutely huge, by the way. They're mammoth. It's like you're in a tan shop. But all of the lights in here, and I must remember not to look at them, all of the lights in here are 4 big bars, but the bars are then split into 2. So it's like 8 big lights in every single one of these mammoth lights. And what that does is it stops you at home being able to see the gentle, delicate effect of pearlescence. I can tell about 90-95% of the time if a pearl is natural, because I can see when I look at it out there, and even more when I look at it in here, the amount of colour you get on it. But it's hard for you to see. So how am I going to give you the opportunity to see it so that you know in the future when I say it, you can go, oh, actually, yeah, because I bought that strand off Becky and she was right. You could see more pinks, more teals, more golds than you can through the screen. Well, there's one way. I can treat you to a discount deal. If you get your hands on this today, I promise you too will be able to know the difference between treated and natural pearls more often than not. £4.95 for a genuine, real deal, natural coloured pearl. The second generally most expensive price of natural pearl that is fresh water out there. That for me is absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal deal. And to be able to get it at such an affordable price. White pearls, natural pearls should I say, in particular the white variety, have gone massively up in price. The Tucson show saw a price hike from year in advance of 144% on natural white pearls, and that is what we have here. Obviously it's on the more larger ones, you're getting more of a premium, but even on the more delicate ones such as these with the 6x5, you're still getting that premium because there's more demand for them in the market. People have now seen that actually pearls that are naturally coloured do give you something that ones that are treated simply don't. In particular in the white, which often will be bleached, so you don't get that array. I mean, you can even see some of the colours of the pinks, but when you get this home, it's going to be even more abundant. £4.95 is absolutely astonishing. How many things can you get for £5 today, nowadays? Not a lot. In fact, do you remember the other week I did that research? I did research on what gifts could you get. Yeah, you could get a green lipstick, you could get a 2-use hair conditioner, you could get a pair of socks for men that look like sandals, that look like you've got sandals on. But that's pretty much it. Like, there's not loads out there that you can get your hands on for under £5 nowadays, let alone, you wouldn't imagine, natural white pearls. What was I watching last night? Where they were talking about pearls? Oh, no, I can't remember. Good story. No, it was some sort of soap, probably. Oh, no, I know what it was. I think it was Gogglebox. No, I think it was Gogglebox that they were talking about, and I love Gogglebox as well. Yeah, I think it was something like that. Oh, it was, yes, the mum in one of the families was essentially saying how she'd been brought this necklace, a white necklace with real pearls as a very, very special gift, and she's apparently been asking her husband for like 25 years for him to buy her one, and finally now he has, and she was just absolutely proud of it and treasured it so much. And I was thinking, get them here at JewelleryMaker $4.95? 25 years to wait? what are you doing? But, you know, they obviously were different and they were beautiful, but it does make you think people are prepared to pay a premium, and it is still one of those gifts that is very highly sought after and very highly thought of. Possibly, some might say, even more than a green lippy. Oh, that was another thing, wasn't it? The eyebrow waxing strips as well. Eyebrow waxing strips, about the same price. I prefer these. $4.95, well done, absolutely everyone. Okay, I'm going to bring a clasp now, which will go brilliantly with this pearl strand. It'll go brilliantly because of the quality, because it is, oops, sorry, it is genuine silver. Wouldn't that be a fantastic finishing feature? Now, I am joined today by a guest designer who knows her way around a bit of silver. Tracey.
Yay.
What do you like about this clasp, please?
Isn't it elegant? It's
Isn't
so
it?
beautiful, isn't it? Really, really pretty. Yeah.
Now, when we're dealing with silver clasps like this, you're going to be looking for a number of things. One of them is obviously the look. I really like this. I think it's really unisex.
It is, yes, and it's going to be, you know, keep everything secure, really.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's really secure because it's your box clasp. Now, would you be able to easily make something like this from silver clay?
Not so easily, no. The properties of silver clay don't lend itself to do that kind of thing so well.
So realistically, you could do it, but it may be a little bit easier for you if you just wanted to treat yourself to purchase it, because it is a sturdy clasp. You'll be able to see, here's one element of it, and you'll see the slot in there, which is where you will place the opening arm. And you place it in, and did you hear that little nook then? That's when it goes in. So you know that that is safe and secure. And security is important with silver, isn't it?
It really is. You don't want to lose anything. You know, it's a really valuable material. So keep everything safe and make sure you've got really good quality clasps on your pieces.
And this is quality because
Absolutely.
it's almost 5 grams. It's 4.9 grams worth here. Now, that's a lot, really, isn't it?
It really is. But, you know, it'll be very much worth it if you've got some very special gemstones that you've made, you know, if you've made a piece out of some very expensive special pieces.
Yeah. And I think when we talk about silver, it is a very, very precious metal. Do you think it's something that people might look for in jewellery?
Definitely, they want to see things that are finished well and made well. And, you know, I often say to my students when they're making things, make sure that the back of the piece is as good as the front. Because if you've made something, people will always come and have a look and turn things over. And that's a telltale sign that there's good quality. So a clasp is one of those little telltale signs. If you've got a good clasp on the piece, people do look for that kind of thing as well to make sure the quality is there in the finished piece.
And with this, it most certainly will be there. Now, I was talking to you earlier about the prices on silver and how they have risen. They've risen dramatically. I am therefore astonished I'm able to bring this to you at the price I'm about to. That is genuinely astonishing. Okay, bear in mind for me, people are suggesting at the moment that 1 ounce of silver will be going up in price within the next few weeks or months to around about $130, okay? So there's 28 grams within an ounce. That means how many of these we'll be able to get in that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, let's say about 5. About 5 of these clasps to be $130 worth. I'm about to drop the price on this, which really you wouldn't expect when the price has gone crazy. Should be $15.95. We are rolling it down. If it'll let Toby. It's pressing the button. It's here, it's on. The button pressing works. Nice one, Tobster. £9.95. That is absolutely phenomenal deal for you, ladies and gentlemen. It truly, truly, truly is. The supply and demand has gone through the roof. The US Mint this year essentially has created 40% more silver than they have because supply and demand is so high. It's absolutely astonishing you're able to get it for this price. It truly, truly is. Lots of people are investing in silver. Obviously, I can't say to you invest in silver. All I can say is lots and lots of people are at the moment because they see it as a safe investment, because they're seeing this spike, they're seeing this rise, and they're seeing it very much as a safe investment, a safe bet, let's say. So lots and lots and lots of people, very big companies, kind of investing in silver at the moment because the price is going through the roof. Like I say, it's peaking and it's dipping, but the peak is going up. Even if there is a dip, there has been kind of the next day another price hike, another price rise on it. It really is an astonishing deal for that amount in particular.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Beautiful place, and yeah, you can do some really good things with that.
I just love it.
Mm.
£9.95. THPK84 is your code on this. If you want to get involved with us, it's 0800 644 655. Press option 1. Now, if you're watching on Sky, I'll get you with Sky. But not just that. What am I meant to say? We're having some technical issues on Sky that we are trying to dissolve. We're trying to dissolve them. I'm literally repeating what you're saying and I still can't do it. Could you imagine if I had auto cue? Oh my days. Right, we're trying to resolve. We're on it. Hi Sky. We're on it. If you're on Sky, and I'm doing this at the moment or anything like that, then don't worry. You can get us online. Why don't you? Why don't you hop onto your laptop or hop onto your mobile phone or tablet, and you can watch us on there. We are trying to sort it. We wonder if it's because there's a storm brewing. I can hear the rain. Can you hear the rain?
Is that the rain?
Yeah, that's the rain.
Wow.
It sounds like David Flatley on the ceiling, doesn't
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah.
Sorry if you can hear that too. £9.95, well done everyone. So we've got a high-end clasp at a reduced price point, really weighty. How about a high-end strand to go with? Tanzanite. Oh, tanzanite. Missed you. Tanzanite is a tricky little pickle to get your hands on at the moment. What do you mean we're dropping the price? Really? Did you not hear me then? It's like impossible to get. We're finding it really hard. Lots of people, if they had lots of sense, would probably go, A, up. It's impossible to get your hands on tanzanite right now. How's about we keep all of the tanzanite that we know, we'll keep it all that we've got, and then when it becomes really rare because of all the bans that are going on at the moment, I told you about that last week, don't you remember, bans on tanzanite mining, now all those bans have come in and they're not allowed to mine tanzanite, well then we'll just save it back, and then in a year when everyone's absolutely begging for it, then we can charge 12,000 times the amount we did before. But we don't have that much sense. So we have decided not to. What we've decided to do instead is give you the opportunity to get your hands on as much tanzanite as you possibly can before this absolute ridiculous peak hits, which it will. We're sure of it almost 100% positive of it. And we're giving you the opportunity to get it at reduced prices. Makes sense to no one, apart from us here at JewelleryMaker. We like to essentially be able to bring you incredible things, incredible treats, incredible deals, because that means that you can trust in us. You know when you're looking at this, you're getting that one locational gemstone, that extremely rare gem, which mining-wise has been banned at the moment. Essentially, they're looking at who has the correct operating permits. And so what they've done in this area is they've banned it. They've banned mining until they can get around everyone to basically see, okay, yeah, you've got the right documentation. Is it going to take days? Nope, it's most certainly not. It is going to take some time, but they have been closed essentially. Mining is stop, no go at the moment. You know that we're bringing you a very special treat with this because Tanzanite isn't the type of gem that you just see walking down the high street. It is the type of gem that you have to get from really bespoke places. It is the type of gem that some of the biggest, most loved and renowned people in the world have worked with. The likes of, you know, your Smithsonian, the likes of your Tiffany, of course, it was their gemstone in the late 60s. The likes of your Boodles now and again manages to work with it. But these places, you know, very high-end, very big stature and very big price points attached to their pieces, and understandably so. I'm going to bring this to you for less than £80 today. If in a year's time I'm bringing you this carat weight of this quality of colour in this shape of tanzanite for under £80, I will be absolutely shocked. Genuinely, and that's with me keeping up to date with all my GIA, that's with the Geological Institute of America, that is with me reading all of these reports which are coming out day after day after day about the banning, about the mining, about that price hike, and that's with me with the kind of foresight from what has happened previously with that, you know, 1,800% price hike we saw not so long ago. Today, you have an amazing opportunity. It will be under £80. In fact, it's going to be under £18. Should be £20, $19.95. You give me 20, I'll give you 5p back. Not today though. £14.95 for an absolutely astonishing quality tanzanite. Pinks I can see in small elements in here. You've got that gorgeous lavender-esque tone coming across from these. At $14.95, I think that is phenomenal. I really, really do. Do I have 180 of these? No, I don't. I'm really sorry to say that. I've actually, I've got about 50 of these, that's it. We have not been able to buy tanzanite recently since, I think we got our last batch in like February or something. Someone told me the other day, but I've forgotten. It was around about February we managed to get our last batch. So fingers crossed that'll be coming in soon. We know full well that the prices are higher because we had to pay higher, and therefore obviously you'll have to pay higher. But we haven't been able to buy any recently at all. So get your hands on it whilst you can, because literally we've got the last of it in our vaults at the moment. $14.95, great deal, great opportunity. And now, for your day to night jewellery, how about those stunners? Salve. Chains are everywhere at the moment. They really are. I mean, they've always been big, haven't they? Always. But this is phenomenal. I'm going to start off showing you the ends to this, because if you've just tuned in, this is not your everyday chain. So don't think, I've already got 75,000 chains. What's with me and exaggerating numbers today? It's not one of the normal chains. So I'm just going to show you the ends and the detail first off. Gorgeous detail on these ones. Lobster claw clasp and connector already attached, making your life much, much, much easier. If I flip-a-roo that, you'll be able to see it states 925 on it, so you know you're getting genuine sterling silver. The links and the loops in here are so dainty and delicate, yet still workable. You would still be able to get, you know, certain metals, certain cords through there if you did want to add detail and charms to these. But because it's so delicate and dainty, don't get me wrong, still very, very, very strong, because all the loops are closed loops. Still very, very strong. But because of that, you get a glorious articulation. As I kind of run my finger down this, you could see it's not rippling, it's not catching, it's not nooking or bending, it's moving with the fluidity that I would hope and expect. And that means that as soon as this is placed on the décolletage, you're going to get those most beautiful parts of your body highlighted. The collarbone, the neckline, the chest area is just going to get that glow and that sheen from these. But that's not all with this, ladies and gentlemen, because if I hold this out for you, you'll be able to see in the centre you have this beautiful drop detail. Isn't that an elegant feature? That is day to night wear, isn't it? This is giving you a little bit of something extra from your sterling silver necklace, not only for beauty wise, with that gorgeous ball detail kind of balanced there elegantly in that kind of top to center section, and then with that large piece of silver coming from the bottom as well to give a real nice dangle, but also to give a real nice feature point. But it is very much a day to night look. This is giving very much a focal point, but also for workability, it's giving you the opportunity to go wild with this. This is not just a chain that is simply going to be used to pop on a pendant. This is not going to be the type of chain that you have just to kind of rest on your laurels and kind of attach a very simple maybe piece of wire work to. This isn't going to be the canvas anymore. This is going to be the artwork. This isn't just the basis, this isn't just the backbone, this is the look. And it gives such a stunning, stunning look indeed. If I place this up around my neckline, just to give you an idea of how this is going to look. Now this is going to cross over at the back, but just to give you an idea of how that's going to look. Oh, I adore this. The detail is absolutely stunning. Isn't that elegant? It gives such a wonderful effect. It's giving you that elongation, which we all know is extremely, extremely elegant. I think it was Coco Chanel that said, you know, longer necklaces kind of elongate the woman's body and it's extremely feminine. Now there's loads of you coming in for this. I need to forewarn you. So many of you getting your hands on this. The thing that I love too about this is that we do know sterling silver is up in price. Sterling silver has gone up at the moment. It's oh, I read it this morning, but I didn't write it down. It was something like it's up something like 27% from previous months. Essentially, it's going up for three main reasons. There's always reasons for why silver goes up. It's not just because we decide. It is something that generally happens. There's three main reasons. There are obviously always others, but there's three main. One is, as I mentioned earlier, about supply and demand. More people are wanting to get their hands on silver because of the investment feasibility. Because the supply and demand has gone up, that means that the mint are making more, but therefore selling more, which means that essentially the mint can say, okay, we're selling more, it's taken us a lot of time to produce, so let's play with the figures on this so that it maybe helps to slow it down. Another thing that's happening at the moment is the pricing ratios of silver is making it extremely, extremely, extremely popular. So this is a real approximate, but around about for every ounce of gold we can make around about 9 ounces of silver. So you'd expect the difference to only be the difference between a 1 ounce and a 9 ounce, so around about a ninth. It's actually not at the moment. Price, even with that hike at the moment, it is really, really different to that. We're looking, this morning I was looking, and for the price of 1 ounce of gold, you can get around 78 ounces of silver. So a big difference there, big difference. Because of that, people are noticing that trend, people are understanding that trend, therefore buying more, and that in turn is giving the third reason for the price hike, which is investors the opportunity to put their money on something that they see as safe. They're planning and putting their money into this because they're seeing it as a safe bet. Now that has meant that sterling silver prices have been rising and are continuing to do so. That is going to affect everything we buy and everything you buy with any element of silver on it, even silver plating. But when you've got this much silver, with that effect of the supply and demand, that effect of the pricing ratio, and that effect of the safe investment view from many collectors and investors, we are going to see a price hike, and we're seeing it already. This is one of the most elegant designs I've ever seen. It's not just any old necklace, it is something that I myself have never seen before. And the price I'm about to show you for that gorgeous articulation and that even more sensational design feature is astonishing. Today, £7.95, but I have to warn you, half of my stock has gone. I'm so sorry. We wanted to try this. We wanted to give this a bit of a tryout. I've had so many multi-bidders on it. In fact, I'm saying that probably only about 5 or maybe 10 of you are single buyers. That's it. Everyone else is multi-purchasing. Not just 2 either, 3s, 4s and upwards. This is a very special opportunity. And don't forget, yes, okay, it already does look like a beautiful necklace. I mean, this just as a neckline piece, that as a feature piece already is absolutely stunning. But with the links, with the detail of this, you can add so much more. Even if you just wanted to add maybe a little bit of chainmail using that as the basis from that centre section, then you could. So these loops, I think, are large enough, depending on what you're going to be working with, to actually attach additional gems to these, to add that additional look, to add that additional detail to these. I think that's going to look absolutely beautiful. And it's not just a canvas anymore. This isn't just your basis. This can be the look, but it can be kind of your creativity ratio and aspect as well. I love the look of this. I really, really do. And yet, we are going to drop the price. Now I'm going to let you know why. The reason is, although half my stock has gone, we do have a great quantity. And it's just like with anything, the quantity isn't that epic because we wanted to try it out. So we didn't get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But basically, we wanted to let you lot at home get this home so that we can essentially get your feedback. We base a lot of what we buy on your feedback. A lot of what we buy on your feedback when you go online and they'll send you an email. We base a lot of our repurchases on feedback. So when we bring you really unique and individual pieces like this, we like to get as many of you to try them on the first go so that we can get your feedback as to, should we purchase it again? Should we not? Should we buy more this time? Should we buy less? Should we get a different design? So we're going to base it on that now. Should be £7.95. This is going to sell out, by the way, really quickly. This is sterling silver. And it's just £5.95. Even Tracey just went, then, oh, well, did not see that one coming. That is a really special price, given that you have got that beautiful effect of the sterling silver. You've got that mammoth amount in there as well. It's a 2.3 grams. That's a big amount of sterling silver. It states sterling silver on it as well. It gives a glorious look, a beautiful manner. We are about to sell out this quicker rather than later. Sorry, yeah, I know. Quicker rather than slicker? What, yeah, does that work? Be honest? No. Okay, cool. Loads of you with this in your basket. More than I have quantity available. So it is fastest finger first. Fastest finger first. Oh, Kerry, my director's just saying, I think she's just trying to brag that she's got friends outside of work. But she said, I went to buy my friend a really simple, well-known charm bracelet, you know, the box one. Rhymes with flanflorna flocks. Oh no, does it? Actually, it doesn't. You know the one I mean. You know the one I mean. They are doing, you know, your charm necklaces. And the really simple chain, the plain chain, just plain, nothing on it whatsoever, no detail like this, £30. I think this is more interesting myself. But I'm so sorry, you are going to miss out now. I'm really sorry. I'm in my last chance saloon on this already at just £5.95. I'm not surprised at all. Well done to everyone who gets this. What a glamorous, gorgeous look. You are going to look beautiful in this. £5.95. Well done to absolutely everybody. And speaking of silver, you might want to incorporate this. Oh, they are cold. Did not expect that. And beautiful. These Zambian amethyst with sterling silver bezel are going to be coming up for you after the break. At some point after the break. Okay, how do you feel about me bringing you a turquoise now? When I say turquoise, what springs to mind, Tracey?
Oh, summer. It's always summer. Summer colours, fresh, holidays, all of those thoughts.
It is holidays, isn't it? When you're looking at this. Oh. Turquoise is an extremely rare gemstone. because of that, we have to bring it to you reconstituted. We have to. It's if we didn't reconstitute it, which is basically getting you turquoise, kind of the bits, the elements left over, we have sold out of that chain, I'm afraid. Sorry about that, essentially. Any of the leftover bits you kind of etch off from the stone will then be collected together, mixed in with resin, kind of like, well, we do resin here, it's like the resin we do here, mixed in with resin, and then will be sold on as reconstituted turquoise. But we have to do it. We absolutely have to, because natural turquoise is so extremely rare. In the USA, mines are closing down constantly. The one major mining area in the USA closed down relatively recently, and that means that more and more people want to get their hands on the USA turquoise. But with reconstituted turquoise, which is a thing that people do like, it's that you get a real nice purity of body. We won't over matrix it. So the matrix is like the webbing that goes over the top. It's like these goldeny brown labyrinths almost that happen on the surface, and a lot of people like the reconstituted. Okay, it's not 100% turquoise, but they like it because you get less of that webbing, less of that matrix, and you can't find that often in natural turquoise, in real turquoise. I'm about to bring you real turquoise, not reconstituted. I'm about to bring it from USA, which is one of the hardest places in the world to get your turquoise from because of all the mine closures, and I'm about to bring it to you with minimal webbing. Take a little look at this and get ready to fall head over turquoise heels. Isn't that astonishing that that is the real deal? This isn't resin, this is 100% turquoise. It is absolutely beautiful. We are hardly getting any of this out of the ground at the moment, which is a real shame, as December's birthstone is one of the most loved. What you have on this strand here, can you see what I mean by that lack of webbing? There's not loads and loads and loads of it. Some turquoise you can actually get that almost looks, well, it is almost more sort of 90% tone than it is turquoise. So that means that essentially you can get turquoises whereby most of the surface area is covered by almost black or brown. These are not that. These are really, really beautifully, delicately edged with that matrix, so you can tell it's real. But it is not by any means stretch of the imagination a gemstone that's easy to get your hands on with a look or appeal like this. You have got a very special opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. Turquoise is getting increasingly difficult, in particular in rounds like this. We don't get to see that often. It's great to get a faceted round because of workability. If you're brand new, if you make an order with us today, you'll get a free booklet and a free DVD. And it shows you how you can work with likes of your rounds. But it's amazing because rounds time and time again are voted your favourite go-to shape to work with because they are workable, they are usable, you can do loads of them, and they're relatively easy to work with. They're quite a forgiving shape. To be able to get it in such a rare gemstone is something very special too, in particular when we've got that graduation. So big, bold turquoise, up to you slightly more dainty, but all in this beautiful 100% turquoise strand. If you do love very high-end gems, and this is one. Now, I can't sit here and say, oh, we're all going to be able to afford this, because we're not. It is extremely, very much a connoisseur's gemstone. It's very much a collector's opportunity. Even saying that, though, I am shocked by the price. Should be. I'm going to roll this down for you, even though there's absolutely no need whatsoever. I don't think. Rarity is incredible, the beauty is incredible, and the price of £10 back in your pocket is even more incredible. £54.95. That's £10 back in your pocket on genuine turquoise. Have you done your research on turquoise at the moment? It is absolutely through the roof, in particular dependent on where you get it from. If you're buying your turquoise, only buy from very reputable areas only. It's all I'm saying. If you want to buy this and you want to sell these pieces on or even gift these pieces on, I would strongly suggest when you call in our call centre, you get the authenticity card. Talk to them about that if you don't know what it is. But basically, it will tell the people who are buying them this is genuine turquoise. It's not a howlite. that has been done. There's an example for you. There's an example. That's the information that you get, and they'll give you kind of a copy of this basically. But it's good if you're going to be selling on, because you can essentially show those off, and it gives all the details and everything on your pieces. But I would say a very big strong suggestion on that, because not everyone's going to believe that you can actually get your hands on real turquoise, because right now even the big names are fighting for it, and they really, really are. What do you think of that price for this, Tracey?
It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous colour, and those facets on there are just, they make it twinkle and sparkle, don't they? They're absolutely gorgeous.
Turquoise, of course, a very ancient gem. I bet you can get quite a lot of ideas from this with metal clay, can't you?
Definitely. You know, it's very sort of Aztec-y or even Egyptian. That always kind of throws itself up when I look at turquoise as well. Those influences and inspiration come into it.
And we have kind of got that look in your second demo, haven't we?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Well done, everyone who's got your hands on that. Please don't forget, it is my final few, and basically that price will go back up at 8, so do check it out whilst you can. Jump rings are very important if you love your chainmail, but not just that, they are very important too if you like to add connections to your high-end pieces. This is the way you can do it, because it is still in silver and it has got gold over the top. I'm just looking at these jump rings and thinking about them with our Spinel that we did earlier on. Now, Toby, you said to me at the beginning of the show we were giving this Spinel as a challenge. Does that still stand? Let's do it. Can I hand that over to you, Tracey?
Ooh, right.
That shocked her. She did not see that one coming.
I've got to do something wonderful with this now.
Oh, yeah. Do what you can. Do what you can. I've got for you, up, those arrows are in. Don't try and sneak them past me whilst I'm chatting to Tracey. I noticed. This is genuine sterling silver jump ring selection. You have got a massive 50 of them. I've only got 30 chances available. I've got a low stock hour coming up for you in the last hour of my show today. So if you see things you like, you've got to get them in your basket and check them out. This could have been saved for that. One of them here for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 pieces, your price point. That isn't even the price we'd be doing the likes of your copper sets for. Well, they're going to sell out any second. Well done, everybody. An absolute wondrous deal. Don't worry, you've still got time if you want to get on those phones. How quick can you dial? That's me turn it on. That's it. Was that quite slow? Yeah, but don't forget, I'm trying to imagine a phone at the same time. You're ringing now. You're ringing, aren't you? Aren't you? You're ringing? Good. Well, don't worry. You are on the line and we'll be with you as soon as possible. $4.95 for those, 20 of them left right now, but more of you with it in your baskets and on the phone. Stay where you are on the phone or else you'll go to the back of the queue and you will miss out. Abalone oval now. Oh my gosh. Last few chances of this one also. Should we do a bit of a balance? Bit of a balancing act. Oh, I love this. You can see it from there, can't you? Look at that beauty. It's like a slice, yeah. It's almost, you can see it's kind of a pendant. You can see the drill hole at the top there. And jewel view, I would say. Look at that. See it? Look at that. Quite like that one as well. This is day to night, isn't it? Daytime, casual. Nighttime, hello boys, isn't it? Isn't it? Woo! Cheeky little thing. But it is, isn't it? It is, it's kind of casual. And then it is that beautiful, bright, glowing effect you've got on your abalone here. Now, abalone is essentially an element of a very special type of shell. And what you get is this gorgeous iridescence that is naturally occurring. We haven't applied a dye to this whatsoever. Abalone is often dyed, but we haven't with this. Just look as I tilt it and sway it. Can you see all those greens? And then wait for it, more pinks coming through, almost to your silvers and your purples there. Can anyone see that face? Yeah? Eye, nose, mouth. Isn't Mother Nature incredible? And then on the other side, you've got that really kind of, I don't know, more textured detail. This will be more on the outside of the shell that you get. So this one will kind of be the inside of the shell where the creature will be held, and then this one will be on the outside. You've got the drill hole in there as well, as you can see. Okay, final 30 of each. Price point today, ladies and gentlemen, is rolling down. Okay. Don't mind if I do. It's big, it's bold, it's beautiful. You could add your wire work to these. You could kind of do a fish detail design with this, can you? £3.95. You are absolutely joking me. That is phenomenal. You couldn't get yourself a box of millions for that price no more. £3.95 is astonishing. Tracy, what would you be doing with these, please?
I think I would put them into some silver and make a focal element, you know, a focal element with a big, nice silver frame around it.
Yeah. I like that idea, to really highlight.
To set it off.
Do you know what I'm thinking? It reminds me of someone. I don't know what her name is, but it's this. You know, right, you're flying on a dog dragon. You know the dog dragon off of Neverending Story? It reminds me of that.
Yeah, the princess.
The princess.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, you see, you know what I mean now, don't you, Tracy?
No.
Okay. You know what I mean, don't you? You do.
Yeah.
£3.95. Well done, absolutely, everyone. A lovely deal on that and a really nice price, even just really simply on that silver necklace we had. Oh, hey up. What about attaching that with a jump ring there and then having that, obviously, having that kind of as an element? Oh, it looks like a mysterious moon, doesn't it? Oh, hey up, I've come up with another good one. The back of a Tree of Life pendant. Like a tree in Iceland with the Aurora Borealis behind it. That's good, isn't it? I've still got it. Even after these 5 days. £3.95, nice work everyone. One final treat for you now, and it's going to be drops of sky blue apatite. Very unusual gem. If you've never seen sky blue apatite before, hold a colour in your mind of like proper bright blue. It's kind of almost hard to imagine, isn't it? Do you know what? Look at my dress. Because that is what we've got in this strand. We have got a bang on trend, bright, beautiful blue. Oh, this with your mixed metals. Oh, it'd be absolutely stunning. It really would, wouldn't it? This is 35 carats worth of your sky blue apatite. What a beautiful bounce of light you have within these. What you have with the brilliance of this is just absolutely captivating. Brilliance is essentially a light interaction that takes place within a gem. Okay, so it's not, so let me do it this way. It's not luster, which is light interaction. Ooh. It's brilliance, which is light interaction. So it's so it's on the inside. That's what you've got with this. You've got light interaction on the inside. I don't know why I went robotic. I've no idea. It just happened. But can you see it there? You can see it perfectly on that one. You can see that light captures inside and it glows. It really does emit a glow. People are already coming in for this one. 35 carats worth of your sky blue apatite should be, but is not. We're gonna roll it down for you. 27, no, really? Wow, okay, 27.95. Didn't expect this price point. I was gonna say now myself. Under £25 for a sky blue apatite is relatively unheard of, in faceted pieces in particular, but at £19.95, that is genuinely a very, very wondrous deal. I think it's gonna go gorgeously with the likes of the shards or the bars that I've got coming up for you later. How about pairing this with the likes of a really good quality Labradorite? I think they'd work quite nicely too, just because of the kind of amount of colours you've got in there. In particular, if you picked out the likes of the blue ones. Do you see what I mean? There's loads you could do with this because of those delicate drops. And what I will say, just looking at the drill hole, not a measly drill hole as you might expect, because there is a beading thread going through this. So good for workability, working alongside some of your final wires to get a really delicate impact, but with a whole heap of that beautiful internal brilliance. Well done, everybody. Great treat. After the break, the bezel set amethyst and 45 minutes of creativity. We will see you on the other side of this highly informative break.
When you place your first order with JewelleryMaker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
Did you know that JewelleryMaker's phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about JewelleryMaker. Watch one of our easy-to-follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter kits. They contain everything you need, including instructions, tools, gemstones and clasps, allowing you to create your very first jewellery pieces. You can either watch the video tutorial or follow the step-by-step instructions to give you plenty of inspiration. We also have an array of beginners workshops that you can attend here at our studios and join our experienced designers and get a taste for this fabulous hobby. We will guide you through the basics to get you started making your own beautiful jewellery. Everyone is welcome in the jewellery making family, so start your jewellery making journey today. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Amazing workmanship on these. It really, really is. Genuine Zambian amethyst from the Calamo region, southern side. And the beauty of the Zambian amethyst just shines with this. Hello everybody. Hello. My name is Rebecca Redican. You can call me Becky, and you can call these, blimey, they're gorgeous, sterling silver amethyst. You can tell this is Zambian amethyst, I feel, when you look at them. The lack of zoning in this is absolutely incredible. And that beauty in clarity is phenomenal as well. All of that alongside that idyllic hue and saturation, finished off and finalised, not only with the individual hand carving, but also all of that beautiful precious metal framework. Zambian amethyst is a really important amethyst. It's regarded by many as the #1 location in the trade to get your amethyst from. It's regarded by many as kind of the crowning glory, I would say, of all amethysts. Quartz is, of course, a family of gemstones of which amethyst falls into. It's pretty much one of the most expensive types of quartz that there is out there. But even more so than your average, you will be paying a premium for the likes of your Zambian amethyst because of that location, because of that beauty, because of that natural ability to shine, to glow, and to grow. This is absolutely exceptional. You've got everything you would want in here and more, haven't you? 5 of these, ladies and gentlemen, you will be getting on your strand. And if I show you the beauty of this, I'll show you that it is carved on one side, but as I do a little flipperoo, they're plain on the back. And that means day wear, hi, I'm cool, I'm cash. Night wear, I'm fancy. It is a day to night piece of jewellery, isn't it? You don't have to use all 5 of these in a piece if you don't want to. Feel free to, but you don't have to. Just one of these on a chain or on a piece of wire or on a torque-style necklace would be elegant. These as kind of, you know, bridesmaids gifts. What a gorgeous way to get a very, very, very high-end look and appeal, and a very thoughtful gift as well. This, ladies and gentlemen, is something we have not seen for an extremely long time, and today is your opportunity to own it. 925 sterling silver with genuine Zambian amethyst, which by the way is natural, bringing it to you at an exceptional deal. Just £27.95 for all of that silver, for that mammoth amount of Zambian amethyst we've got in there, and for that workmanship. I'm not being, you know, I'm not pulling your leg here, but I'd find it hard just to draw that beautiful flower with a pencil and a piece of paper, let alone etch it on to a genuine gemstone and keep it that even and that beautiful and that interesting. This is not done by a machine. This isn't done by getting a funky shaped ice cube tray and melting up some amethyst and blobbing it in there and waiting for it to dry. It's not, it's hand etched, hand carved, and yet still we're able to bring you this great price and even this great price. The arrows are out. Those arrows are not going up, they're going down. That means the price is £19.95 for you today on these absolute stunners. That is, for me, I would imagine quite easily the type of price you could get by selling just one of these on a nice piece of chain, because it's individual, because it's unique. There's so many of you who've already checked these out. Everybody pays that final closing price, do not forget. So even if you come in straight away and you treat yourself to it and you're going, oh no, I've paid the full amount, don't worry. All of your calculations are basically not done till about midnight tonight, so we will pay attention to it then. £19.95. What on earth are you going to be doing with this? Are you going to go simple? Are you going to go really decadent, really over the top? Maybe you're going to be using the sterling silver within this. Maybe, well, because obviously there's sterling silver in here. Maybe you're going to be using those gorgeous kind of gems that we've got alongside it. maybe the likes of amethyst, kind of a round section maybe if you wanted to. You could do absolutely loads with these. All you have to do is add them to your order. 0800 644 655, 30 left. That's it. With the amount that have checked out, that's all I've got left now. 30. 30. So please do check them out whilst you can, because I've got about 10 in baskets, and there are people with it in their baskets on the phone lines waiting to get through to our glorious call centre. They were just a few doors down. 27 left now. Well done to all of you who are getting your hands on this. What a wonderful creative piece you're going to be able to make with these, and what a high-end look as well, to be able to say that you're working with the real deal, and not just any old real deal. The Zambian variety of the real deal of your amethyst is very special indeed. So do treat yourself to this whilst you can, because I'm going to mosey on over to the kit in a moment for you. And this kit, I've got to say, will go really nicely with these if you wanted to add a little bit of quirk, a little bit of detail to them, because I have some lovely shard designs here for you with this collection, and loads of lovely blanks for you to work with too. Well done everybody. 14 left. Not a massive quantity. 13 is officially unlucky for some, because we're getting to the stage whereby we've got equal amounts of people who want it, then we have quantity. So that means people will miss out soon. Get it whilst you can. Well done, absolutely everyone. 1995. Okay, demonstration station we're in today for this demonstration. I'm going to bring you the kit, and then we're going to jump on in to the demonstrations. Now, I have the kit here for you as a whole, and then I'll be bringing to you metal clay afterwards. It's not silver clay, something a little bit different today. Let me start off with the lovely, elegant shards we've got here. Now, I need to forewarn you, I've got around 200 of these, so the price is really low. So I'm just ringing whilst you can. I've got for you to start off with those wonderful shells that you've just seen in that design. What a gorgeous look. Blimey, weighty, really weighty. Look at those together. Isn't that eye-catching? You've got in this selection your long shell nuggets. So these kind of do what they say on the tin. You have got those beautiful shell effects which give a lovely iridescence, a lovely appeal, give real nice interest. It's not just a flat, boring look with this. You do get sheen with these. And then you've got the different colours in them. Size-wise, we're ranging from a really delicate 13 by 5 all the way to around about 24 by 8 on these strands. You're getting in this collection the coral, that really wonderful royal blue, and then you're also getting that kind of seafoam colour with these. Basically, you've got kind of your Pantone rose quartz colour, or even the Fiesta colour here. You've got your Serenity kind of hue in here, and then you've got that lint colour in this one as well, so really bang on trend. Those are then going to be mimicked by the cords I'm bringing to you. So, cords-wise, we're talking about the Eslon cords. Really sturdy but really beautiful detail cords that we have here for you, and real nice softness to them. You'll be able to see that you are getting a variety of colours in these ones. So you're getting the likes of the silver hue, the blue, that seafoam again, and then a real nice detail, rich almost emerald green. Amount-wise, on each spool is absolutely mammoth, I have to say, of your Eslon. You're getting around about 70 metres on each spool, and it's 0.4 that you've got on the Eslon. And then you've also got on the green, on the green and on the blue, you've got the thicker gauges, which is your 0.9, and you've got 32 metres on that. So it really does, I mean, go on and on and on and on and on. So very workable, lots of fun to be had there. You've also got your findings pack, which is beading thread, monofilament and your elastic, and then you've got your findings collection as well, which comes in the rose gold colouring, but also comes with these blanks. A big selection of your blanks in here, going to be perfect for your stamping and so much more. Treat yourself to this collection whilst you can, ladies and gentlemen. Should be. I told you my quantity was high, which means I'm going to take my price low. Anyone fancy better than half price? Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, it should have been £40. Today it is just $18.95, better than half price for you. That's better than a buy one get one free deal. That is exceptional, in particular for the amount you're getting in here, for the things that I feel we've not seen the likes of your Escalon for a while. Most certainly not seen these blanks. I can't think of a time I've seen them ever before, and you're getting a big amount of them. You truly, truly, truly are. Treat yourself to these whilst you can, because they will be going quickly. I mean, I do have 200. That's why I've done that price. That's why I've done better than half price, but that does not mean that we're going to be here for a week and a half bringing this to you, because I tell you what, we're absolutely not. I have got copper clay coming up for you in a moment as well, and I am over here with the glorious Tracey to have a little look and talk about your creativity with this. First off, what do you think of the price of that kit?
Amazing value. You're going to get an awful lot out of that. You know, I've got these few pieces here. There was plenty left over as well for a lot more, so yeah, amazing value for money. It
is astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, price point wise, per component, we're looking at a tiny, 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 tiny amount. We really, really, really are. With 3 strands, with 4 of the Escalons, with a findings pack, with all the blanks, and with the essential threading packs as well. I mean, it's minimal. It really, really, really is minimal. Is that 9, is it? 3, 4. No, I'm gone. 10. It's 10. So it's what, £1.89 approximately per component. That's astonishing. We are going to be talking about these pieces today. I'd like to know where your inspiration came from for these first.
Well, the theme that was given was lost treasures, I think, or something about treasures.
Yeah, lost treasures.
So, yeah, the lost treasures, again, going back to what we said earlier, kind of give me an kind of Aztec feel or Egyptian feel, which I think is kind of the inspiration in the piece. The colours as well are all those kind of Aztec Egyptian feeling colours, are they?
Yeah, it really is. It's real feel-good vibes and colours, isn't it?
Definitely.
Now, we are going to be demoing with our copper clay, and I really want to talk to you about this now, because I know that a lot of people will not have seen this before. I feel like I haven't brought this to you in months.
Right.
Tell me exactly what this is, please.
Okay, the copper clay, again, it's fine copper particles that have been ground down to a really fine powder and mixed with an organic binder and water. Just like the silver, it's the same kind of principle.
Okay.
The copper clay, this particular brand, you will need to work it out the packet, which is what I'm going to tell you all about.
We're going to show you that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So essentially, it is a clay that once you work with it will turn into beautiful copper
pieces.
Solid, sturdy pieces.
Indeed.
We are going to talk to you about everything with this. We're going to start off with real basics, because a lot of beginners, I have found, like to start to see whether or not metal clay is for them on things like the copper.
Certainly, you know, there's no doubt that silver clay is, you know, an expensive product, and if you want to get started in metal clay, starting with the copper clay or any of the base metal clays is a good place to start, because it can give you that play element out your system. You know, you can play around with it, you can get an idea, you can get a feel for it, you can try out textures, patterns, shapes, and it's not going to cost you, you know, the high-end price that the silver does.
Definitely.
So it does give you a lot more freedom to get started and confidence to get started.
Absolutely.
Really. Yeah.
And because you get so much of this in the pack, you'll note you get 100 grams. The largest pack at the moment we do of your silver clay is obviously only 20 grams. Why is that going to be a good thing, apart from being able to make huge pieces?
Yeah, you can go large, you can make much larger pieces, but obviously you can make a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, you can make it go a lot further, you can try out. So if you make something and, you know, it's your first attempt, you think, well, I could actually improve on that. So you can make it again.
Yeah.
Do it better the second time. You're always going to make your second, third, fourth piece better than you made your first, because there's always learning things.
Definitely.
You know.
And with this copper clay, it's described as rapid and low fire.
Okay.
Now, that's obviously something that's a positive. I suppose that's to do with the finishing process with this.
Yeah, definitely. When I go back to when copper clay was first out, the firing process was over like 6-8 hours, so it was a really long firing process.
Wow.
So yeah, over time the copper clays have improved, and this one is relatively rapid, you know. We're saying relatively because it's about a quarter of that time now.
Brilliant.
So it's much less, but you know, it's still not as quick as silver, but it's still great to work with.
Still a great one to be able to work with. And at the price we're about to show you, very affordable. That's not the price we sell it at. Oh, that's what we're doing it at, says Toby. And I've got to say, he's just done that with his head. Like, well, that's what we're doing it at. He just got really sassy then. But that is not normally the price we do this at. I know that for sure, because even though it has been ages, still, I recall that it wasn't normally that price. We have dropped that down for you today. So a great opportunity to try it out. Beginners can get involved with this, can't they?
Totally, yeah.
So treat yourself to this now. And then make a note and watch this demonstration, and then we'll show you exactly how to work with that. Where do we start, Tracey?
Well, I really wanted to go right back to getting it out of the packet. As you get your clay out of the packet, it comes in this sealed container. And this is a Ziploc, so keep that bit, because that's really useful if you don't use or need all your clay to begin with. So when you take this out, it is going to look, you might find, if your packet, you might have some sort of darker patches around the outside or even on the outside of the copper clay. This is all really normal. Sometimes it's like straight like this out the packet, but otherwise sometimes it can be quite dark. It really doesn't matter.
So it's okay, you don't need to
panic.
fret.
No, it does kind of oxidize, so you do get this darker edging sometimes happening on the whole thing. Now initially, to feel it and to manipulate it, it's quite firm. Much firmer than silver, and it does need a little bit of conditioning. Bit like polymer clay. If you've seen all the polymer clay demonstrations, it needs conditioning, it needs working.
Is it as firm as a polymer clay, would you say?
It kind of.
Can I have a
you have a squidge, you have a feel.
Ooh. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
It's not, it's more like a primo as opposed to a Cato when you get it out of a block, I would say.
Oh, now get technical.
And yeah, it's definitely got sturdiness to it. It's like when you squidge it, you can feel a slight resistance, can't you? Definitely different to the feel of silver.
Silver clay, you could push your finger into it and you'll get a sharp definition of your fingerprint into it. If I push my finger into that, it's barely making a dint.
No, it's not.
It is quite firm. You know, it will be really quite firm. So you need to condition this, and I condition this by popping it into some cling film and rolling it out. My hands aren't strong enough just to push and shove this around, so I literally roll it out in some cling film. Now what I'm going to add to this is a little bit of water and a little bit of, say, olive oil. Or olive oil or lavender oil is quite a nice one to use as well.
Does it make it smell?
It does. It smells sweet. So a little bit of oil.
What are we on today?
Can you smell it?
Oh, that's nice. Lavender.
Yeah, you can smell the lavender oil.
Oh, it makes me want to have a nap. Does anyone else think that when you smell lavender?
So I'm going to fold that again. No. Now I need to work this. Now this might take some time. I'm going to work that through and roll it through and roll it through like this. I really want to condition this into being really soft, malleable and pliable.
Once you've conditioned it, can you then leave it and recondition it later? So by that I mean you've conditioned it and then you go, oh, I don't even need all of that. Can you then pop it back in its pouch and do it again next time?
Of course you can, yeah. You can recondition it as many times as you like. Now this process, to get this to the consistency I'm looking for, which is, you know, it's not going to crack around the edges. At the moment, can you see what this looks like? It looks really cracky around the edges. So I'm going to have to work this quite a bit, and you can see these darker patches in there. This will all become one consistent colour and will become eventually far more malleable to work with. As you can see, I'm applying quite a bit of pressure to get this workable.
So when
this takes some time.
So when you're conditioning it, obviously it's really important that you get it conditioned correctly. So is it when you don't see those cracks anymore? That we're on point?
Exactly. So if I just fold that up and pop that to one side, because that might take me about 20 minutes or so to get to the condition I want it in. Now, here's some I prepared earlier.
That's in a tissue?
I've got it wrapped up in a wet wipe and wrapped up in cling film. So that it stays in that really nice soft condition.
Oh, great.
Now have a feel of that.
Oh, that's loads better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better.
Okay. So now
and
you
can see the fingerprints are left in there now.
Yeah, your fingerprints are left in it, and if I roll it, if I roll it with my roller, even through the cling film,
Oh, it spreads so much easier.
It's spreading so much easier, and can you see the less cracks around
Definitely.
the outside? So it's
And you can't
far
see
more-
lots of difference in colour either.
No, and again, if I fold it in half like this, I've got no cracking.
So that's how we know it's
Yeah.
conditioned right.
Yeah, it will, you know, it's just right. This is like Goldilocks porridge. It's just right to work with. So it
I think you'll
feels...
find it wasn't her porridge. Was it? I know what you mean.
So this is now really nice, usable, ready to use clay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got there, and you can texture this. If you've seen my demonstrations on texturing with wallpaper, you can do exactly that. You can texture it with wallpapers, you can cut it out with cookie cutters, but that's not what we're doing today. But it's all still, you can apply all those same techniques you do with your normal silver.
You know what we say with your normal silver, if you're going to be using a texture, a wallpaper, which is basically you get your wallpaper and you kind of roll your clay over the top.
Yeah.
We always say with silver, you know, make sure the texture's not too over the top because you don't want it to kind of lose too much. And yours are always very subtle kind of texture. They give
Yeah.
a gorgeous look.
Yeah.
Can we be a bit bolder with this?
You can be much bolder with this,
Yeah.
and the only reason I'm so subtle, I should put it, which
Yeah,
is delicate,
yeah.
is because I'm mean. When I started out in silver clay, silver was a great deal cheaper than it is now.
Yeah.
We were using great big, bold, deep textures
Yeah.
because we could.
Yeah.
Now, by using those really shallow textures, it makes my clay go a little further. Okay?
I see.
That's the reason for it. So, yeah, if you want those great, big, chunky, bold textures, you can do it with
You
this.
can do it with these ones.
Yeah,
you really can.
You
Fab.
can get some amazing things out of it. So now my clay is in fabulous condition. I'm ready to work this. So I'm just going to roll it into a ball to begin with and wrap it in my cling film. So the design I made, again, sketched out on my paper, and I'm going to cut out these little sections which are going to be those elements that I'm going to use. So I've cut these out before, which are just cut out of the tracing paper.
Okay.
Okay, so these are my five sections. So, just as you do before, I'm working on a tile again, and I'm working with my budget balm again.
Now tell
Just
us
to balm my
what this
tile.
does.
Right, this stops the clay from sticking to the tile. So you can use budget balm, you can use olive oil, but don't use Vaseline. I'm allowed to say that?
If you can name petroleum jelly.
yeah.
Petroleum?
Because that can
Petroleum.
interfere with the sintering of the clay.
Jelly.
So we know these products are fine. They're going to not interfere with the sintering
Not
of
gonna
the...
affect it.
Yeah, not going to
Okay,
affect
brilliant.
it at all. Okay.
So no lip balm.
All right, and then I also balm up my bits of paper as well.
Balm up. That's not you hear that often, is it? But I really like that. Balm up.
Balm up. What's so fun daft about that? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it sounds funny. I think the word balm is always funny, isn't it? What do you think? Balm,
Okay.
isn't it? So we've balmed them up.
All right. So I'm going to roll my clay out. I'm going to take a lump of my clay off and begin to roll this out. Now, working with the base metal clays, I always go a little thicker because it just needs it. It feels a different consistency to
Yeah.
silver. It does feel very different.
Yeah.
And I find working thicker gives you better results in the end. So I'm going to roll my clay out. Lift, turn, roll, lift, turn, flip, roll, all of that. And if we want to add a little bit of texture, let's do that. I'll go back to my wallpaper texture and add a little bit of texture in there as well, just say onto the back of the piece. So there we go. I've got, again, it still picks up with all that definition. It's so subtle, but it's just picked up the texture. I'm going to put that texture side down and take my paper, little paper pattern, roll it over the top. And because I've balmed that as well, it sticks to the clay nice and easily.
Okay.
I'm going to pop a card underneath just to make life easier for myself. And then I'm going to take my needle tool, dip this into...
Now, we always talk about your needle tool. Do you mind if we have a nosy at it? If we nosy at the nib, because we always talk about the needle tool. basically because it looks like a needle at the end of a tool, doesn't it?
Exactly it, yeah.
What else can we use? Because a needle tool, it's literally a tiny, tiny etchy point, but you use this constantly.
I do
don't
use
you?
this constantly. You could actually go home and make one of these at home. So,
Oh my gosh, tell me how I could do that.
if you get a nice fine sewing needle,
Yeah.
bit of polymer clay,
Yeah.
roll your polymer clay into, put your
Bake
needle
it.
in, bake it off, you've got your own needle tool.
Saves you buying a tool, make one yourself. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Making your own jewellery from scratch like this with your
Yeah.
homemade tools.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I make a lot of my own tools. I turn
Can't imagine a mechanic saying that, can you?
Okay, and now I'm going to needle tool through as well. So pop the needle all the way down to the mat you're working on underneath.
Okay.
And I'm just literally going to, it's almost like tracing around the outline. Like so. Follow it all the way around.
And it just slices through it easy, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a really nice fine needle, so it just cuts through this with ease. So there we go. And then if I lift away, take that off and pop that to one side to dry.
Yes.
Now I'll do one for the centre and two sides, and I have got a left and a right, so make sure you're doing left and right and left and right. If it's a symmetrical pattern, then you only need, one of the same, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
But if you're doing opposites, then you need your opposite pair. Okay. So these need to dry. Now again, you can leave things to dry completely naturally. Put it on your windowsill, on your auger,
How long
radiator.
is that going to take?
Now, I find copper clay takes a little longer to dry than silver clay. So I would say if you're going to...
because you tend to make it thicker, so...
It is thicker, it's a different consistency as well. It's a heavier, doughier consistency, so it might be retaining a lot more of the moisture for longer.
Okay.
So I leave these to dry either naturally, say overnight, or if I'm putting them into, say, my dehydrator, which is where I dry a lot of things.
Is that like the ones they used on MasterChef? No,
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
No,
it's
it's not.
a-
Tracey, you are incredible.
Food dehydrator.
Really?
Yeah, or, I've got my little cup warmer, which I come and bring with me. It's not on today.
You do?
But a little bring the cup warmer or a hot plate or just somewhere really warm you need to put things. But I often dry things. Back in the studio, I dry in the dehydrator. So, yeah, they take about half an hour or more in the dehydrator to dry off.
Okay. Posh.
To dry off. One thing I will say about working with the base metal clays, yes, you can use the same tools, but I would be really, really vigilant about making sure your tools are clean and tight and silver free, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
If you're transferring from clay to silver, silver to copper,
Why is that important?
Because you don't want to contaminate your silver with copper, you don't want to contaminate your copper with silver.
Okay.
So if you've got dirty tools, like if you had some silver on your roller and you're rolling it out and you end up with silver in your copper, you're going to see it. It will show.
And because they fire at different temperatures and everything else like that, it won't give you a nice sort of lapis lazuli look, will it?
No.
No.
There's times when we can do sort of macume garnet kind of techniques, which is mixing silver and copper. But in this instance, we're not doing that.
No.
So, be quite vigilant with your tools. Make sure you clean them off. Either wet wipe or wash them or whatever it takes. Just make sure that work surface, your hands, your tools, even right down to your barn pots that you're working on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, everything.
So that it's easy to get a little bit of copper in here.
Yeah, I see.
With your fingers. So make sure
when
you're
you're
quite
washing
vigilant.
your tools up, whether they be a homemade pin tool or anything else, do we have to use any particular alcohols, acids, just normal bits and bobs?
Yeah. Washing up liquids or wet wipe, that'll do the job.
Okay.
Just to clean your tools off.
Brilliant.
Just make sure, be quite vigilant and make sure things are clean.
Keep your eyes peeled, is what we're saying. If you see a sneaky little scrap of silver, get it out when you are working with your copper. Okie pokely. So we've cut out our pieces and we've let them dry.
Yeah. So once your pieces are dry, these are now dry, we need to tidy up around the edges. You can see these are looking a little rough around the edges here. And this is where we go back to using files, or again, you can use a wet wipe around the edges on here. Wet wipe, file, sanding grit. If I grab my bit of sanding grit, which is just underneath me here, I'm just going to, move that out of the way. I'm just going to sand the edges And this does feel a lot firmer to hold and a bit more sturdy than silver, so you can tidy up all the way around your edges and make them absolutely perfect and gorgeous. So there we go. Do all your pieces all the way through. Now, once you've tidied up around your edges, you can see I've started to draw on in pencil on this side patterns. So the patterns I want to create.
This kind of Aztec-y look that you have on these is those kind of patterns that we've got within here. And it's given you a real nice amount of texture, but also it's given you a difference in the kind of colour, actually, isn't it?
It has, yes. I wanted this to look like ancient. So, you know, they didn't have any machine-made things or stuff like that. So everything was hand-carved, hand-etched, and I wanted very much that hand-carved look about things. So that's what we went for.
I love that. Fab.
All right. So have drawn on my patterns with a pencil, and I've got some carving tools, which I'm going to literally start carving in. So I'm just going to start. I always carve away from me.
Safety first.
Well, it is that, but it's easier as well.
All right. Okay.
Safety, and yes, it is a wee. Just to apply the pressure to take away. So just like when I was doing the little bit of writing earlier, if you saw that, if you're finding as you're carving, your tools are chattering, you can always just put a tiny bit of water on the surface and go in with the carving tools. And there's all sorts of things you can use. You can use specialist tools like this, or you can use knives, craft knives, all sorts. Just find what you've got at home. You might find you can start to put some interesting marks into things all the time. So you can see I'm carving away here, and you can go quite deep. Again, with the because I've rolled this out thick enough, we can go quite deep with the carving into here. So I've carved some straight lines. The cross hatching is literally just that. It's going in opposite directions.
You know, you're carving this out. Can you use the like wax tools? You know, the ones we do in the little pouches?
Yes, definitely.
Those
Yes, yeah, you could use those as well. You'll find there's some nice tools in there. And just make all sorts of little marks, indents. I'm just like flicking this.
So you don't have to be an artist for this,
No, just go for it. You don't have to be great at drawing. Just.
And all of this is going to add interest, depth, it's going to add texture to your pieces.
Exactly. The more textures and different patterns you add, the more interest there is in the piece.
Yeah, the more you stand out, I suppose.
Definitely, absolutely, definitely. Now you can see all these bits of...
They look like the thing you put on top of your ice cream, don't they?
They do, the little chocolate curls.
Little chocolate curls, yeah.
Little chocolate curls.
But they're not, don't eat them.
No, afraid not.
What are we going to do with them?
Guess what?
What?
Keep them. I keep them and put them into a little pot.
Gosh, oh God. Look at that.
And because in Prometheus you don't get any slip pots.
Yes,
you know?
which is the brand that this pack is that's on your screen now.
In this particular brand in the Prometheus, there is a syringe, but there's no slip.
Okay.
So you're going to make your own slip out of this.
How on earth am I going to do that?
So a little bit of water. And then just let the water hydrate into the clay and just mix it up, and it comes into slip.
So when you've got the slip, it means that you can add, well, what can we use that for? Well, spritz bottle.
Yeah, so I've just
water.
spritzed that up, and I'm going to mix that up and let the water just hydrate into those little bits of copper, and that'll happen quite quickly, to be fair, because they're only shavings, aren't they?
Only small amounts.
So it's going to come up into, you can already see it's coming up into a sort of thick pasty consistency.
And that's even though you've already dried it, which is incredible. Wow.
Okay, can you see that coming into
Yeah,
place?
look at how that changes instantly.
Now I might want that into slightly thinner, which I'll do in a few minutes as I progress, but yeah, that's going to make my slip for joining my bits and pieces together if I want to.
That's really clever. So that's kind of your copper glue in a sense.
Exactly, yeah. So there's your slip.
So nothing is wasted, and actually, not only is it not wasted, you've now got something there that you can use that you will probably need.
Definitely.
That's great.
Okay, in addition to doing all your carving, we need to create something to hang this from or to thread it on.
Of course.
So we're going to make a little bail that'll sit onto the back. So to make our little bail, I'm going to grab my 1mm spacer bars and another little mat to work on and a bit of my copper clay. Just grab that, pinch with my fingers, a little balm on my surface and begin to roll this out.
And we're going to the thickness of approximately 4 playing cards, it looks like.
Correct? Yeah, that's absolutely right. So, you're getting into this now, aren't you?
Really am.
You'll be an expert soon. You've seen too many of my demonstrations. Okay, so having rolled out my piece of copper clay, again, being prepared, I've got myself another tile. Now this is just a piece of rubber cording. Okay. It could be leather cording, it could be a straw, it could be anything really, okay? And this is just going to help us form our little
attachments?
Yeah, little bails on. So if I just cut the tops and bottoms off of those there, I'm just going to lift this and pop it, drape it over the top of there. See that?
Yeah.
And kind of just bed it down like this. And with another little bit of cling film over the top. I've bedded that down quite well, but I can also use a little sponge just to push it.
Oh, well, that is clever.
Just to push it down like this. Now, again, you can use the little strip cutter or just go freehand with your craft knife to cut this through. So, that's not very straight, is it? I'll use my craft knife just to cut through.
There's around about 16 of the copper left and only 20 in baskets.
Oh my word.
Just wait, you know what I mean. More people want it than we've got, sorry.
Wow,
Please
that's going like wildfire then. Flying.
It is.
Okay, and then I'm just going to separate those off. Put little marks to separate them.
And you're not measuring, so you don't have to be too pedantic about it.
I could measure them. No, I'm just winging it.
I like your style.
I quite often just, go for it really rather than getting too hung up on things.
Yeah.
So again, leave that to dry. Okay?
Got ya. Okay.
Once they are completely dried, I've got my little bails here, if you can see them.
Can you see those? I'll show you them there. So you've got your little loops, and these are what you'll attach essentially to the back of your pieces for your cupboarding.
That's right.
Brilliant.
So where I kind of put those little marks in, I just went back in later with a craft knife just to separate them out. And then you go back onto your sanding grit, just give them a little sand at the bottom and on each side just to tidy those up, like so. Now we're ready to actually attach our little bail onto the back of the piece here. All right?
Yes.
Now you can measure so that you get these all in the same place. You can measure and mark it with a pencil to make sure that you're getting everything in the right positions. All right. I'm just going to add a little bit more water to that and give it another little mix because it's just a little bit thicker than I would really like. I need it to be a bit more sort of cream-like in consistency.
Like a face cream?
Yeah.
Or more of a body butter?
No, I don't mind a thick cream.
Okay.
There you go. Can you see that now? That's better. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto the tile there in front of me.
So don't forget we made that ourselves earlier on if you want to watch that back.
Okay. To join things together, a little bit of water on one. Pick this up and pick a little bit of the slip up on the edge of the little bail there.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to pop it into position, give it a little wriggle until you get kind of a bit of a friction bite. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like when you're driving.
Yeah. And then hold it down for a good count of 30 seconds. Then I go back with my rubber tip tool and wick away the excess from around the outside edge.
Okay.
Just wick away those excess.
And I suppose you need to make sure that you've not got any inside it either.
That's right. I mean, if you picked it up by dipping it into the slip like that, you're only picking it up on the contact edges
So you're
anyway.
checking.
You're not getting it inside there.
No.
But yeah, the hole is clear. The hole is clear all the way
All
through.
clear.
All clear. Okay, once again, you will leave these to completely dry before you take them to fire.
Okie dokie.
All right. So the next stage is to fire these. Now, firing can be done with a blowtorch. However, I would recommend if you're going to blowtorch these, you do them one single piece at a time.
Okay.
They are quite challenging to blowtorch fire. You need a nice safe surface to work on. On top of your gas hob is good. And say a fibre brick or something to fire onto.
Where can you get things like that from? A fibre brick? Can you just get them down like your local, you know,
from kiln
C&U?
Kiln
No?
suppliers. Is
Kiln
where,
suppliers.
Yeah, kiln suppliers is where you would get them.
What about, you know, fire bricks?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
a fire brick would do it. Don't use a house brick because that
No.
draws too much of the heat
in,
away.
yeah.
So you need, yeah, if you go down to something like camping shops, they generally have these kind of things that you need.
Brilliant.
For firing on.
Ooh, love that.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
So, yes, if you pop your copper clay piece onto the firing brick, if you're going to torch fire this, you need a good strong flame. Make sure your torch is full of gas because it's going to need quite a long, consistent firing.
What type of torch are we talking about here?
Talking like an open kitchen blowtorch.
Like ones you use for the creme brulee?
Yeah, but
Really?
Yeah, but a bigger version. There's smaller versions and a bigger version. I'd say get the bigger version.
Mine's like this size.
Yeah,
Is that?
that sounds good.
You're joking.
Yeah, you can do it with that.
I had that in my kitchen for ages. I
All right.
rarely have a creme brulee. I do this all the time if I'd have known that.
Okay, so you can have a go with the big blowtorch. Make sure it's
Oh,
full of gas
well.
because they're going to need quite a long, consistent firing. And
Okay.
as I say, do one piece at a time because it needs quite a lot of heat. And if you're trying to do all of these pieces, you're going to lose the heat.
So
Does
is
that
there a
make sense?
specific motion we need? For example, on a creme brulee, you don't want to just be in the centre.
Exactly.
You've got to get it right to the
I
corners.
never keep the flame still. I keep it moving constantly.
Constantly.
So light your torch and off you go. You will see smoke and flames as it burns off the organic binder. That's all perfectly normal. You might even see the piece start to warp. This is all perfectly normal.
Okay,
Just
wow.
continue to do this. You're taking it to the point where it's got a really strong orange glow on it. Now, there is a point at which you'll go from an orange glow to melting. So it's getting it to that orange glow point, and you've got to maintain that for about 10 minutes
Okay.
to get this completely fully sintered. And that's where those individual particles fuse together.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you need a good 10-minute firing on that. Excuse me.
Okay.
To get a good sinter on it.
You can't. I'll really quickly bring you some shell, really quickly, just for copability. We had these on standby, Tracey. You've done very well to get this far. I'm bringing to you really quickly now this gorgeous strand of your pink shell, which of course will go exceptionally well with the kit that we had on your screen earlier. These are your pink shell rounds, and they are 8mm, as you see. If I hold these out and give them a little bit of a shimmy, you'll be able to see you've got that lovely kind of candy floss to bubblegum colouring on these, and you also have that opportunity for that iridescence. Treat yourself to these ones whilst you can because the price is incredible. £4.95, and as you can see with the likes of this design, they are going to go great with the kind of looks that we've had in that kit we had on earlier. So do add that to your collection if you so wish at just £4.95 or pence. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, it's just that I dropped it. Okay, so we've got it fired up,
Yes.
haven't we? It's glowing orange.
So it's glowing orange, and you kept that going for quite, 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
So once you've fired it, you will find it oxidizes. Copper does, which means it's going to turn black.
Yes.
Okay. So don't panic. This is all quite normal.
Okay.
You can get some picoline solution, which you can then put your pieces into the picoline solution. So it's picoline with hot water, and that'll strip off the oxidation.
How hot are we talking? Boiled?
Yeah, boiling water.
Boiling water, out the kettle.
And the picoline, and that'll strip off the oxidation.
Okay.
And you just leave it there for a little while till it's come back copper coloured. Now, I just wanted to show you on this piece. Can I just grab that piece?
Yeah, do you want me to take it off for you?
If you
There we
take it
go.
off. I've actually left...
Oh, it's weighted.
I've left one piece that's unpolished,
Ooh.
which is this one. I wanted to show you this one, if I can.
Wow,
The
it
back
looks
of
like
this,
something a time team have dug up.
well,
it?
exactly. This piece is
Wow.
unpolished, and
Okay.
I've done it so you can see. You can either get it patchy like this, or black like this, or you'll get this kind of colours going on. Any of this can happen. So whatever comes out when you fire yours, this is all normal, is
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
So don't worry.
So don't panic that anything's gone horribly wrong. This is all completely normal. You just need to pickle these and then polish them.
Got you.
So pickle it with the pickling solution, as I said, and then polishing can be done by hand. So you can start with a wire brushing, or you can use sort of little tools, tools and devices. I've got sort of polishing wheels. This one's a little brass mesh brush on the polishing wheel. I put that onto my rotary tool device.
Okay.
Or you can use these sort of things, and these will start to polish them up really well.
Okay.
Okay.
So are you starting off with a finer gauge or a sturdier gauge when you're polishing?
For copper, I kind of start off with that.
Something durable.
Yeah, I mean, copper's a really, really tough metal.
Of course.
So it can take it. I wouldn't do it with the silver. Well, I can use this on the silver, but you end up with a very satin finish on things.
Okay.
But yes, just straight in with this, and which is how I finished these particular pieces. I've left a lot of the colour on this because I actually wanted them to look quite aged and old. I didn't want to bring them up to the bright copper like this kind of shine.
Yes.
I wanted them to look a little bit more aged. So
If you did want to bring them up to this kind of shine, how would we do that?
More work.
More work
of polishing, and it's just, you know, time and patience, and you can go back and use this sort of thing, and you can go through the various grades of grit, starting with the coarsest and work your way through to the finest grade of grit, to get a really nice high copper shine on it. And it is just a lot of patience to get there, really.
A lot of patience and a lot of time. Once I've got the colour I want, how can I make sure it stays?
Well, it will stay. You can use something called Renaissance wax, which is a wax you can get, and it's used. But
I think we might have some on the website at the moment, but do check.
Renaissance wax, which you just use on a cloth and you rub it on. So it smells, it's got an amazing smell to it. Have you smelt it? I love it.
It's amazing. So good. It's like the olden days.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's used in museums and, in restoration, it's used an awful lot. So, yes, the Renaissance wax can maintain colours and things like that.
So even if you do want to get it to kind of this, copper colouring, which you can do, then a bit of Renaissance wax on there and it will stop that process of ageing, essentially, won't it?
Correct.
Barricade against
it. Yeah.
That is such a beautiful look and detail. It truly, truly is. Are there any kind of things that if at this point something goes wrong, can we still save it, or are we done and dusted then?
After firing, I think you're pretty much done, but just like any of your metal clays, if a plaster dry you have breakages and things go wrong, then you can reconstitute it back into usable clay. Takes quite a bit of time and effort, but it's the same process. Grind it down to a fine powder, mix it with water, and just work it and work it and work it until it comes back into that lovely soft paste-like consistency. If you watched right at the beginning of the demonstration, it was firm out the packet, and you saw how I was conditioning it with just a bit of water and say lavender oil, and that will bring it back into great consistency.
Now, one element we didn't talk about, but I'm sure a lot of you will be wondering about, is this very small detail at the bottom.
The little dingle dangle, yes.
The little dingle dangle. Now, how have we got the holes in that? Because they look perfect.
Right, literally, I have my little drill here. If you take a look, I have this little hand drill, and I literally just drill some holes. I generally do this in my hand. I'm not using a power tool, so when I get to my finger, I'm going to stop.
Good advice.
All right. When you can feel it with your finger, through your finger, you will stop. So it is. You can see the materials just gently flaking away.
Really gently, bit by bit. Yeah.
So I just generally use these little handheld tools to drill my holes, and I do it before firing rather than after firing.
So it's just when it's dried then, when you've had it on your windowsill or whatever.
Yeah, a plaster dry stage, and there's my hole.
Fab. So how close or far would you do this from the edge? Because you're pretty close there, actually.
Yeah, about 3 mil.
Okay.
About 3 mil from the edge is a good distance.
And if we don't have one of these handy little hand drills that you have, what can we use?
What can you use? Just put a drill bit in your fingers and work it in your hands, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just holding it and then doing it yourself?
Do it yourself, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
So there's your holes.
And that's how you do it. And then, obviously, popping your jump rings in, and then you're done and dusted.
Yeah, you're done and dusted, you're complete. So yeah, I always drill my holes at plaster dry if I'm going to drill any holes in copper clay, because I find trying to drill it after, you'll generally blunt your drill bit, because the copper is so strong,
sturdy, isn't it?
so strong. There is the option to kiln fire this, but I've told you today how to torch fire.
Absolutely. There is we have had another text in that essentially says, I will bring this one in. This one says, hi Tracy, can pasta machines be used to condition the copper or bronze clay? Fab show. Love to Becky and the crew, and that is from Bogner. Mwah. Hello, lovely. Good question.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's probably going to stick to your rollers. No.
So no.
Not that I've ever tried, but I don't fancy trying it, to be honest.
No.
I've got pasta machines back at the studio for working with polymer clay, and I'd want to keep them for using with polymer clay. I wouldn't want to get them messed up with a copper.
With your copper. So possibly not. I hope you're having a lovely day. Hello to Gemma, Tracy. What shrinkage can I expect with copper clay? Wonderful designs, amazing.
Oh, good point. It shrinks by about 12%, this particular copper. Yeah. So,
remind us what it is on silver.
So on the art clay silver, it's around 8%.
8%. So this will shrink slightly more.
Yeah.
Why is that important to take into account?
If you're starting to make rings and bangles and things like that, size-wise, you need to be thinking about, are they going to fit when you're finished making them? So yes, you need to calculate in shrinkage if you're making a ring, because rings are very specific in size.
Very.
Bangles are a little bit more wiggle room.
Maneuverability.
Yeah, a bit of room for manoeuvre on a bangle. But yeah, if you're making things like rings and bangles, then it's really important that you calculate your sizing.
Okay, so about 12% on this. Thank you for messaging in, and thank you for showing us all of those wonderful demonstrations. Don't forget, you can watch them back at your leisure. After the show, we'll be putting them up for you. I am heading on over here to bring you one very quick treat. How's that challenge going, Tracy?
Yeah, I'm all right, I'm on it.
Hello everybody. Lovely to be back with you, can I say? It is. I'm bringing to you some stars. Bars? Bars. Bars. I'm bringing to you now, ladies and gentlemen. The green. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love and adore these. Do you know what? I really, 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 really want to get my hands on these. It is an out of this world colour. It goes amazingly with amazonite, jadeite. It'd go wonderfully with the apatite I had on earlier. Look at the mysticality of this strand. Imagine that in headband pieces. That's going to be captivating, isn't it? Or neckline, because of the graduation. You're going to get this kind of ice queen glamour. Phenomenal. Oh, I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. I think that is captivating. That is the type of piece that you're going to wear and people are going to notice. The fact it's a genuine gemstone makes it even better. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in the Emerald City. Where's the wizard? Look at that. Oh, that is just beautiful, isn't it? Treat yourself to a piece like this, because it's going to add diversity to your pieces. It's going to look great alongside, we were talking about aging of the copper. It's going to go great alongside the likes of your patinaed pieces, I think. It's going to give a real nice edge and detail. But also, I like the idea of this for kind of outdoor displays, because it is bright, it is bold, and it has got that lovely light translation through this with that amount of interest. The colouring on this is unique and individual, and let's face it, that's the thing we're all looking at. It's this kind of peppermint hue, it's this really bright, beautiful effect. And if you have got any of our Russian amazonite in your collection, those to me are idyllic together, don't you think? If you've got any of those together, they're idyllic, aren't they? If you've got any amazonite in your collection, or your jadeite would be able to go with this too. 450 carats worth of your green quartz in these gorgeous bars, your price point. I would not have expected that. I would not have expected that, in particular for the length of this strand we've got. There's a big amount, it's not a measly amount. And for that carat weight, £7.95. You're going to be able to get a glorious look with these, really captivating, really stand out. These aren't your kind of wallflower detail, although if you did want to do some kind of quirky modern floral designs with these, you could really easily, couldn't you? Almost using these in a wreath design or quite an ethereal head design if you wanted to. Twisted with wires and textures and vines. I think it would be absolutely gorgeous of an effect. Do treat yourself to these whilst you have the opportunity at just £7.95. I'm going to leave you now to make a brew or put your feet up or do what you need to do. But make sure you're back, because after the break, I've got green kyanite and fast and furious deals galore. So stay where you are. I'll be back with you in a few minutes.
There are two easy ways you can purchase from JewelleryMaker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget, you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1p. Enjoy shopping with JewelleryMaker.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. Because sometimes you look at something and think you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it, you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional, I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them and you are part of their family, you're part of their, you know, their community.
Deal of the day today. Hello everyone, really lovely to see you. I've got something very special now and I want to speak to my guest designer, if I may, about these. My name's Becky. Really lovely to be with you. I've been away for days and days and days. Did you miss me? Oh guys, that's lovely. That's dead nice. I'm back now, don't you worry. And I'd love to talk to you about the deal of the day, which is essentially a treat that we'll give you. Sometimes it'll be new, sometimes it'll be a new price, some things will be something that we know you're always going to love and you're always going to want to get your hands on. This is ticking a lot of those boxes, and I'd love to ask my guest designers today what she thinks about them, because these are your stunning, genuine pearl earrings.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wow.
They're huge, aren't they, Tracey?
They're massive. They're gorgeous. Oh, I like them.
They are huge, aren't they?
They're absolutely stunning.
When you think of pearls, what do you think of? What do they make you think of?
Oh, rich. I think rich, opulence. It's just really gorgeous, aren't they? I really love them.
And these are mammoth, aren't they?
They're huge.
Now, if I show you these, like in comparison to my ear, have I got any earlobes out? I have got one out. Have I got a lobe out? Oh, it's got the earpiece in it. It's not the most attractive, but I'll show you anyway. Just to give you an idea. Is that in the right spot? Yeah, just to give you an idea of size. That is substantial, isn't it? That is a sizable piece. But the thing about pearls that I find quite interesting is, even wearing sizable pieces like that, you could wear them every single day from 8 in the morning till 8 at night and onwards. It's not like when you wear some things that are really substantial, that are wow impactful and they're only for nighttime. This is perfect day to night jewellery, which of course is what this is all about today. Let me talk you around these, if I may. You're going to be getting the black pearls, which you can see here, and you're also going to be getting the white pearls. And with these, you will be getting a selection of these backs. Now, the backs themselves are kind of like a little pearl mattress, if you will, and they have a little bit of an extra spike of your metal that will go into the back of the pearl, which of course is half drilled, which means you can't see it from the front or at any side, so you haven't got anything kind of poking out, sticking out, disrupting the view. And then this is glued into place, like I said. Leave it for as long as the instructions tell you to, and then you have a beautiful stud pair of genuine pearl earrings. Now, pearl earrings demand high prices, time and time and time again, in particular on larger ones like this. Now, I'm going to measure these ishly for you, if I may. We're looking at approximately, from furthest point to furthest point, you're looking at around about a 10-11 mil on these, ladies and gentlemen, by my calculations against my ruler, which means you've got a luxury size pearl. You have got luxury size pearl here. 11 mil. Yeah, definitely confirmed. 11 mil on these. Now that means you've got the opportunity to wear luxury sized earrings. And that means, ladies and gents, that with this, you have something a lot of people are looking for in the market right now. In particular, in the white variety. If I show you the white variety also. Now, this one's interesting, because what we've done with this one is actually put the earring into it, but then we've looped the ear bar, if that makes sense. We've looped the ear bar around so that you've got one that's essentially a pendant. You can see that there. Especially with your white ones, your luxury size white pearls at the moment, like I said earlier, gone through the roof in price point wise. So great to be able to have such a variety and such a range. As you can see here, you're getting 7 of each one, 7 of each colour. And that means if you did want to do a matching pair of earrings and then a beautiful pendant, 10 of each. Wait, no, 10 in total. 10 in total. Wait, what? 10 in black. 10 in black. 10 in black you're getting. There is only 7 here. I'm just doing my countings. But it means you've got the opportunity to do a pair of earrings and then maybe a matching pendant to go with it, like we have here. Or even a matching charm. If you wanted to do one of these like a pendant and one as a charm, then you absolutely could. What you have today is a really, really special opportunity to get your hands on something workable, something usable, and something which has been going up in price today. It should have been £40 essentially. This was £40 this morning, and this is a repeat, so we can't show you the price and then drop it again because it's already been dropped. Should have been £40, sorry. But it's $24.95 today. It should have been just shy of 40, which already is a great price for that amount of earrings, for that amount of pendants. Have you seen how expensive things like this are? In particular, if you've got these big events coming up, it's the wedding era, isn't it? Wedding era. Wedding season, that's the one, era, bit long, although they do feel like they've been going on for a long time. And wedding season at the moment. And things like, they are expensive, they are high cost, and a lot of the time, wherever you can save money for your own wedding or for a loved ones, whether it be a niece, nephews, whatever, why not? Things like this are going to be, you know, per set, minimal amount of money, but maximum impact on look and glamour. So do treat yourself to the deal of the day, whilst you have the opportunity, checking out those baskets whilst you can. Please, because we do have lots of you with it in your basket. I've got so much coming up with you in this hour, and it is low stock opportunity. So that means we're going to be going fast, furious. We're going to give you as many deals as we possibly can. I want to show you really quickly, if I may, something we will spend a bit more time on because I have a slightly better quantity of. These are coming up for you at past. I was going to try and say past then, but it just doesn't suit me. It just doesn't suit me. Past. I can't. I sound ridiculous. So you've got these layout bars in your fancy Jasper. They're coming up for you at past, approximately. So do stay tuned for those ones, because I really like them. A bit more quirk than our usual. Poppy Jasper, etc. That you'll get like that. Okay, ladies and gents, I need to forewarn you now. This is last chance special for you here, which essentially means I'm going to be bringing you treats, I'm going to be bringing you goodies at low prices wherever we can, and at really kind of last chance opportunities. So just to forewarn you, if you see something you like, do not be resting on your laurels. It's 0800 644 655, pressing option number 1. You'll get through to our call centre, or get on JewelleryMaker.com if you're more of an online kind of person. If you see something, even if you put it in your basket, don't then go, right, that's mine. You have to make sure you're checking it out, because a lot of these are truly last chance opportunities. Are we all ready to go? Let's get started on something special. Connoisseurs, this one is for you. I'm about to bring to you, now where on earth is it? On one of my tea bars. I'm about to bring it, it's hiding. I'm about to bring to you something absolutely spectacular. I'm going to say a gemstone name, and I want you to give me the colour. Let's do, got to think one. Howlite. What's its natural colour? Why'd I have to pick the one that you didn't know? Correct, well done. Yeah. Okay, let's think about amethyst. Purple. Correct, yep. What about kyanite? Wrong. What did Kerry say, Michael?
Blue.
Blue. Kerry, you are right, you are. But not in this instance. This is extremely rare, even rarer than kyanite is anyway. Natural, green, kyanite. Now the term green kyanite I always think is a little bit of a because you're not looking at this and going, oh wow, that could be emerald, are you? This I would describe as ocean kyanite. I think the reason we haven't described it as ocean kyanite is because it's the rarest colour and type of kyanite, and therefore it means that the prices would be absolutely through the roof. Now, this is an extremely rare gemstone indeed. Not something that we get to see often at all, and a very difficult gem to get shaped as it is here because of that perfect cleavage. Now, I could sit here and talk to you all about the kind of aspects that you're looking for in your kyanite and the fact that it is extremely rare, but actually what I want to do is talk to you about the location that this is from. It is your Indian kyanite that we have here, and if I can just pull up this website here, let's grab this. This is the GIA, Gemological Institute of America. You will know that I and some of our presenters here are GIA trained, and this is talking about this type of kyanite. And it talks in here, if I just pull up a section, and do feel free to read it yourself, but it talks about how it was only in 2009 that you were essentially finding small amounts of greenish blue to bluish green kyanite, and that's the type that we have here from that same location. It talks about how you're looking for a uniformed greenish blue, which I think we've got in this strand, and it talks about how essentially when you're getting pieces like this, you know, your samples are going to be quite small. They're going to be quite small little elements that you're getting. It also talks about in here how when you do get them, a lot of the time they will be examined and you'll see lots and lots of black inclusions, and that's very, very common. But it talks about how when you get samples with the cleavage paint in 2 different directions without fine fissure fractures, you have an extremely high-end kyanite. How many dark elements of black are we seeing in this? Is it 50%? Way less. Way less. The quality of this is truly, truly epic. And the GIA on its website, on that site there, says India is currently bringing the most gem quality kyanite. And that's of a full stop, let alone of this greenish blue variety. It is, if it was described as ocean kyanite, it would be the rarest kyanite colour that there is on the planet. It's most certainly up there, definitely. This is one for connoisseurs, but it is your last opportunity to get this element of your green kyanites with those hypnotic blue flashes which race underneath the surface. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a shocker of a price. I love my gemstones, and you know that I do. I adore my gemstones. I love my research. I love finding out about them. I love finding out about all of these different kind of factors that you're looking at different gemstones. But one thing I absolutely love is sharing my passion. I love to, you all know about kyanite, right? About how it was formed, you know, way back when, but the formation even of Pangea, and how it's gotten to these amazing places by all of this tectonic movement, and it's literally traveled hundreds of thousands of miles. We all know all of that, but with this type in particular, this naturally coloured green kyanite, you have got something so extremely rare, and not all of us are going to be able to own it. Let me ask you this: how many strands of green kyanite do you have in your collection? Because I have none. I have none, and I do genuinely love it. I only have none, not through want of trying. The last time I brought it, I did try and buy it, but we'd already sold out. We are going to do the same today, because I love this so much, and I love us having a full collection and be able to give our friends, family, loved ones, and maybe our audience, the people who buy from us, I love them to be able to see that we have a big collection for us to be able to work with. This is a connoisseur's choice, but I, because I love it so much, want to bring it to you at the lowest ever price. From me to you, at just £24.95. It's never been that price before, and it never ever will be again. This is an absolute shocker of a deal. This is going to sell out. That's why I think it's never ever going to be that price point again, because now with the amount of people that are checking out, I've got less than 40. Under 40 of these available for you. Look at how individual it is. Look at how unique it is. That glow, that dazzle, that sparkle. And the fact that you do have that location alongside it with those natural attributes. Multi-buyers are coming in for this, and that does not surprise me whatsoever, because it is truly a very, very special opportunity here. This isn't something that everyone's going to be able to own. I doubt that there'll be half the people that you show this to, I doubt they will be able to guess exactly what it was. I really, really would doubt that, because it is unusual. You have got that beautiful metallic luster that goes through there, and you have even got elements of that reflected light, which is exactly what we look for in this, which is exactly what the GIA look for, which is exactly what I'm bringing to you on this strand at the lowest ever price point. Can I guarantee that you'll get that price tomorrow morning? No, I can't. So you do have to check out as quick as you can. Final opportunity now, last chance, under 20 of these ones available now. Okay, bringing them really quickly, final chance. Well done to all of you, connoisseurs, nice work. $24.95, that's a very special strand there indeed. Jump rings I'm bringing to you now. And these are a selection of your square jump rings, but it's square profile. So that means the wire we've worked in with these is square, but we're still giving you that lovely circular motion. These jump rings are big, bold, and therefore really nice and workable. And they're open as well. Makes life easier for you for you chainmail artists out there. This is a big selection. You've got 40 pieces of these in total. You could use these in your chainmail designs. You could really easily just link them all together if you wanted to. It's going to be really easy to do, just to create a chain if you're into your upcycling. What a wonderful way to maybe do a nice funky bag chain and to go with those finds we've been doing of late. Treat yourself to these. I saw the arrows, but I don't know what price it's gone to. Should we all find out together? £6.95 for you on this collection here today. It will go great with the likes of your metal clay or big bold pieces that you may be interested in creating. These are going to go lovely alongside any really dynamic or dramatic gems that you've got. And I think with pieces like this, even if you just want to do very, very simple together look, then it's going to give you a nice centre poise, but quite unisex. I'd love to see a Mobius ring done with these. Imagine that lustre and that shine because of that surface and the way in which it's working. £6.95 for you today. TX AZ07 is your code. Now this is your last chance on these ones. Got less than 50 available now because lots of you have already checked out. Let me just remind you as well, it's approximately a 12mm in size on these ones. So if you want them, it's 0800 644 655. And if you want to know how to work with these, why not have a little look at the likes of chainmail DVDs, and they'll give you a lot of inspiration, I'm sure. Well done everyone. £6.95. Ovals. Now I'm bringing to you in the Labradorite. Do you remember I showed you this one earlier on? I showed you it next to the apatite we did. This, I think you're going to love and adore. Interesting. Take a proper look at this. Is anyone seeing any peaches? Any peaches or any pinks? I have got for you an absolutely massive array of colour in here. You've got blues, you can see them very strong in the centre. You've got kind of golden tones, haven't you? You've got pinky peaches, like oh, did anyone else see a tiny bit of purple then? Definitely did, just in the corner. You've also got reds. Oh, that's my concentration face then. You've also got your reds in there. Now, because you've got those types of colours, that says to me two things. Number one, I bet the location is Madagascar. And I'm right. Number two, I bet it's natural. And I'm right. And number three, would I call it Labradorite or Spectralite? I personally would call it Spectralite, but hey, that's just me. And I'm glad we haven't, or else we'd have to pay double what you're about to see now. £24.95 for you today. Sorry, I'm giggling because I go, because it's nothing like the price you're about to see now. And Toby just goes, oh yes, hurry. That is a sensational what? No, Tobster. That pork pie's gone to your head, son. £14.95. That is absolutely sensational. For the shape of these, I don't think we get to see that often. Okay, yeah, we get to see ovals often, but not drilled like this. Is that one looking purpley? The one near my finger? I think so. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And look at the pinks. Oh, wow. I absolutely love all of these. And today I am joined by guest designer Tracey. What do you think of this?
Yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous. I do love my Labradorite.
Why?
I just love the mystery that they seem to have inside of them. They are. They're kind of quite mystical. And
they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the mysticality from there. Sorry. Sorry, just been told to stay still. That reminds me of when you were back in school and you used to come up with Spice Girls routines, and it was basically just like that, wasn't it? With a few arms thrown in. Do you know what I mean? Toby, don't lie, you definitely have. You used to do the arms with it. No? Don't. You all know. No, I'm not going to do it again for you. No. Oh, it's still playing on Sky. That's great. $14.95 for you today on this one. But I just wanted to show you all of that sheen, all of that shiller. It's going to be really captivating. Okay, sorry, just seen the quantity on this. Extremely low now. Well done, everybody. I'm talking single figures. $14.95. Got to move on now then, because I'm going to my rondelles of the emeralds. Oh, these are gorgeous. Last 42 of these. Treat yourselves whilst you can on them. 42, 32. Treat yourselves to these whilst you can. Very low opportunity indeed on your shaded emerald. Yes, the real deal. No, not emerald coloured quartz or emeraldique or emerald-like or emeraldish. It's genuine emerald. It's just emerald. Is it even emerald with lead? No. Is it emerald with glass? No. Don't forget, a lot of emerald will be fissure filled. This isn't. This is natural. Au naturel. And oh to the price. Loads of you have already come in and purchased this. It doesn't surprise me because it is stunning. It is beautiful. The fact that it's natural and around about only 50% well, not even that many of the kind of genuine emerald pieces out there on the market will be natural. So the fact that we've spent the time, effort and energy to not only shade these, i.e. strand them in colour order, but also we've gone to the effort of faceting them, giving you this high-end look for a little price. And we're going lower. I'm excited. I think $17.95 is absolutely ridiculous for emerald. I think that's a brilliant price. Well, that's just silly. Do you do things, I know this is miles away, but things like Secret Santa? You know, Secret Santa, limit £20. You could easily get something like this, create it for someone, they're going to love and adore it, keep the £7, I won't tell anyone, keep it. $12.95 is absolutely astonishing. This is emerald, genuine, real deal, and I think it's something that I believe we can become slightly nonchalant about. Don't worry, I understand we're not going to be doing cartwheels every time we see a nugget strand, maybe, because we do get to see lots of them, and maybe the clarity isn't there, or maybe the colour aspect isn't there. But when you're getting colours and kind of variations like this, then I think you should be doing cartwheels. Obviously, don't hurt yourself, but, you know, because you have got that array of colours. I think I've got in here almost Zambian colours and almost Colombian colours, actually. It's not, these are all from Africa, but you have got that variation in there. And to get it naturally is astonishing. Most pieces out there on the market won't be natural at all, but I love that this is, because I can honestly say you're getting total, real deal emerald in every single piece here. It's not emerald and a bit of glass, or emerald and a bit of paint, or emerald and a bit of, you know, coating. It's emerald all the way. So do treat yourself to it whilst you can. Final 20-something of these ones now at just £12.95. Well done. Well, that was weird, wasn't it? I've got for you a real special, glamorous glow of a strand now. Final, how many did we say, Pet? 16, 16, 0800 644 655. Come on in, get your hands on this whilst you can. Final chance on Peridot. It glows like a dream. This is next door neighbours with what? Diamonds. These are essentially the only two genuine gemstones that form within, not the crust, but actually the magma region of the earth. And what that means is this is born of heat and fire and a lengthy process, including miles and miles and miles worth of travel. What you get therefore from this, like you do a diamond, is this incredible light interaction. For many it is unrivaled. We have had an excessive amount of these go in the past, and I now have my final 16 available. It's genuine, it's natural, and it's yours today for... That's incredible. That is genuinely, that's why it's gone. That's why it's all gone, essentially. Okay, I've not got a massive amount of these left. That is incredible. This is Peridot that comes from miles and miles and miles through the crust of the earth and even past that. It's born of hot, hot fire and heat and magma and everything else. Last 10 of these available for you now. I think that is incredible. Bring you shell at that price? Yeah, maybe. Not Peridot. I wouldn't expect it. Well done, everyone. Unusual locations. Well, I don't see it from Africa that often. $7.95. Well done, everyone. Right here, right now. Stay by. Jasper is such an interesting gem. Oh my gosh, that one looks like Bumblebee Jasper. Do you see that? That one, oh yes it does. The one with kind of the yellow hues and the stripes. See it? Wow. Big money on that one if it was to be. It won't be because we as a company probably couldn't afford it, I'll be honest, it's very expensive. But Jasper is a really interesting gem that has a real unique and individual history. It's a gem which has so many myths, legends and tales. They used to believe in ancient times that it would help you see into the future. So it's believed that if you were to get a selection of Jasper and put them into a bag and ask yourself a question, it's believed that if you were to dip your hand in whilst asking the question and pull out the Jasper, that the Jasper would be able to answer your question just simply by looking into it. And I can understand why people have those stories, in particular when you're looking at fancy Jasper, because it is just this myriad of unusual textures, unusual depths and unique colourings. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I think it's stunning. I really do. The fact that Mother Nature brings us such a variety is phenomenal. Now, people always ask what on earth is the difference with the Jaspers, because they all have different names. Basically, Jasper will be given different names depending on how they look and appear. It's not something like, oh, well, fancy Jasper has to be from this location in the world, or fancy Jasper has to be this colour generally. It's the fact of the colours that you will get and the textures that you will get in there. So, for example, you can get blood jasper, which of course is going to be red. You can get your ribbon jasper, which comes with all these beautiful lines. You can even get the likes of landscape jasper, which is one of the most sought after in the world. I think these do look kind of quite landscape-esque, actually. You could also get Picasso jasper. I know we've done that for you a few times because it does look like a Picasso. It looks like you know, all peculiar. You know, nose over here, eyes up there, etc. It's very much named after how it's looked. And fancy jasper is one of the most diverse. Not only do you get different textures, different depths of light, because if I get my torch out, torch of truth time, I won't blind you. You can see some of these really opaque, some of these load translucency to them. So it's real big variety, not only in texture, but also in translucency and in colour as well. It means it's going to go far. It means you're going to be able to look at these and take from it what you will. It's a natural occurrence. We haven't dyed these to be this way. It's essentially because of the way this is built up. This is described as a cryptocrystalline gemstone. Basically means loads of tiny, you can't see them with the naked eye, but tiny crystals that are formed, and they form in a hexagonal shape to make up this gem. So you get all of that diversity, not by the dye, not by the treatment, but by those small elements made up essentially. 2 bars of these for you today, and I've got to say, although I have seen quite a few Jasper bars recently, I haven't seen a set quite like this, with that array of colour, with that difference in movement, and with that kind of amount of interest. If you want to treat yourself to these, now you can. 2-sided, one tapers off, one doesn't. Jasper layout bars. Let me just, do you mind if we just have a little word, Tobes? Are we going to do half price or not? What? Could we do better, do you think? Do you think we should try? Just because I'm thinking we haven't seen these in ages. Who can we blame it on, Toby? Because I don't want it to be on me. We can't blame it on Ben, he's not here. He's not here. No one's going to believe, oh, it was Ben's fault on his day off. Yeah, let's blame Michael. Okay? Michael just went, I'm standing right here. I have got for you a very special opportunity. I've been given the A-OK, I've been given the go-ahead. We were thinking of taking it to half price, but I want to do better. So let's. And don't forget, if anyone asks, it was Michael's fault. I'm pretty sure it was Michael. I heard on the grapevine it was Michael's fault. £4.95 for both of these today. That is an incredible amount, a massive array you're getting here. And at sorry, I kind of was dropping it. £4.95, that is astonishing, and it is better than half price. I can't get over that because look at them, they're absolutely elegant. You can have any gemstone you wanted in between these and do a real nice kind of collar-esque look. We saw the likes of the lovely Fleur Hastings work with pieces like this. I think this is absolutely beautiful and I'd love to know what you thought of them, please. Tracey.
Ooh. Well, the fact they're all different, I'd want to separate them and use them as individuals. Do you remember the pendant piece I did with just isolated one of the pieces of that lapis? One of
the lapis, yeah, the big block shards almost.
Yeah, and make them like little individual pendant pieces with some silver on around the top to give them a really nice bail, because they are gorgeous and they tell their own story. Each piece is different, isn't it?
They do.
So they're gorgeous.
I love them. What are you... I'm just trying to undo this. What are you seeing when you look at these textures and things? What do you see in them?
There's always a story, isn't there? There's always a story to tell, the colours, the patterns, the shapes. So
what kind of stories are these telling you? Are they ghost stories? Are they stories of the outdoors? They kind of remind me of a bit of the famous Five.
Do they?
Yeah.
And swallows and Amazons and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, yeah. Look, you can imagine them all sitting down on that in that forest, having a nice jam sandwich. Can't you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I've opened this one up because I want to take them off for you to be able to see just the size of the drill hole on them, because I think it's really sizable. Look at that. That is very sizable drill hole, isn't it? So why is that going to be good, Tracey? Please.
You could obviously get your wire. You could do some wire wrapping pieces with the size of that drill hole. You can get a decent wire size through there.
You really can. Text in. Oh, I would add a pearl in the middle and make a necklace. Oh, I like that idea. Adding a pearl into the centre. Would you do it one on either side, Tanya? Hi, Tanya. Lovely to see you, by the way. Would you do one on either side? Or would you just add one in the very, very centre? Oh, I really adore that idea. What a texture, what a look, what a detail. Oh, sorry, I should be saying loads of you are checking these out. I mean, there's absolutely mammoth amounts of you. There really, really, really is. So do add these to your baskets whilst you can. Just thinking as well, what about like a... Oh, sorry.
You're eating it?
No, I wasn't. I'm kind of doing it with my lip. It's not going in my mouth. But there we go. Look, if I hold that down like this, I like that as like a hand adornment. Look at the way that kind of sits really beautifully. Isn't that captivating? Don't you think so, Brother Pete?
Yeah.
Yes. What have you got there, Bro Pete?
Nothing.
Nothing. You've got our pizza. You've got a massive piece of pizza. What's he like? Brother Pete. Well done, everyone who's getting your hands on this. £4.95. He walks on in here. He folds it up in front of me, slow motion, and just goes on the pizza. That's what little brothers are like, isn't it? Okay, well done, absolutely everyone. Do check those out. £4.95. Okay, back to our Fast and Furious low stock opportunity. And I'm going to bring you, this is low stock opportunity. Get in on the phone line now. If you have £10 to spare on big, bold, peacock pieces such as this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is last chance. Special. Look at what our budding beader, who I like to call Sandra, made. Mainly because that's her name. Look at how she's used these spaces in between each one, and she's added from our, usual findings pack. Isn't it giving it such a gorgeous look? Sandra's smiley face has given us a real nice juxtaposition between big, bold elements and really dainty little elements of the spaces, all using this incredible strand. You could see, imagine if you saw this in a shop, okay, on your high street, how much would you be expecting? Have we all worked it out, yeah? You wouldn't be expecting this price, would you? £4.50? No. You wouldn't expect £4.50, would you? I doubt you could even buy plastic without silver plating necklace for £4.50. I doubt you could even buy a corded necklace for £4.50. Just a corded one. You couldn't, could you? I think that is an astonishing deal. And I will say, drill hole is epic on these. Absolutely mammoth. Slippery. £4.50 for that entire strand. Okay, last chance saloon in on those ones now. Get them whilst you can. And thank you, smiley face Sandra, for working that for us. Working with that for us. Go nicely with these ones as well, just thinking. Don't you think? I really want to get my hands on this strand. I think I will. I really want those green shards. We did those bars for you earlier if you want them. How do you feel about bars like this? I don't mean locals. This is another one I'm going to bring to you now, and this is a really, really submetallic look that we have to them. Same shape as the ones we had on the green, so maybe you could add them in together for a real mystical look. Tracy, what are you thinking of this strand? What do you like about this?
Do you know, I'm not sure what I'd do with them but I'll absolutely love them, and I feel like I need them in my stash. But I do love them. I love the irregularity of the shapes and the natural look of them. They're just fab.
This for me is the type of gem that I would go absolutely loop-de-loo with. I wouldn't just use one myself. I would go wild. I'm talking headband, choker, line of a necklace. I'd do a bracelet. I'd use one of them as a sidebar, like a T-bar on a ring. I'd probably do it that way, just to be a bit different. I could do it that way as well. I would go absolutely loop-de-loo with these, I really would, because they're unique, because they're individual. And do you know what? If you've got something like this, you've got to have a bit of confidence to go for it. You can keep these subtle and very, very tame because they have got that natural kind of stalactite look. But if you want to go wild with these, why not? And you can at the price I'm about to show you. Again, low stock opportunity at just £7.95. Not a huge amount of these ones left, I'm afraid to say. Less than 50 of these ones available now. But at that price point, why not treat yourself to a couple of these? Because I do think they're unique, I do think they're individual. And can I just say, I think, personally, these are the type of thing that a lot of people are into right now. I think, go on.
Ice Queen.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah. It's very Ice Queen.
Ice Queen. So, you know, I know it's a long way off, but yes, at the back end of the year when we're looking at, you know, costumes and themes, and they're going to be stunning.
Do you know what this reminds me of? The well-known branch or well-known organisation that does all of the well-known films and does all of the well-known fun fairs, I suppose, you know, the ones I mean with all the princesses, etc. It reminds me of pretty much every evil character from that.
Yeah.
They always wear kind of shards and bars and metallic edges, and I think these are absolutely bang on point. If you've got someone in your family right now who's going through their exams, oh bless them, I do feel for them, but loads of people doing their exams at the moment, whether that be GCSEs, A-levels, whatever. I think this is the type of thing that you yourself could create something really modern, really funky, really contemporary for them, and give them it as a little, you know, congratulations, your exams are over treat. They will love it because it's so on fashion. I mean, you know, do feel free to have a look in kind of current magazines for that age group, you know, the likes of your Glamour, the likes of your Cosmo, the likes of your Elle, showing time and time again designs using things like this, and I think it's going to put a massive smile on their face, a little congratulations on your exams. So treat yourself to these ones whilst you can, so you can get them done in time. £7.95, final 30-ish of those ones now. Price point me. I brought these to you the other day. I think this is absolutely incredible. Morganite in rounds.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me show you with clarity as well.
Oh, pretty.
What do you like about these ones, please?
Oh, again, they're so feminine, so elegant. Mix those with the pearls. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Really, really pretty, aren't they?
Really is, isn't it? And what would you be doing with it?
Yeah, get the pearls, get some silver with it, and make a focal pendant. Make them into bracelets. There's loads you could do, isn't there? Because they're absolutely gorgeous. The rounds are so versatile. You can do so many things with them.
And rounds aren't something we get to see that often at all. I just want to show you something, if I may, on our website. Oh, they've taken that one off. Where's that one gone? It must have sold out. But anyway, I'll show you. We've only got one round of Morganite on at the moment. The one we had on the other day, if I can remember correctly, was 60 something. But the only one we've got on now is this one here. It's 45 carats worth in rounds of your Morganite. It's the only rounds of Morganite we have on at the moment. But we did have another one that was pure Morganite, which was an even price to that. 45 carats worth I have here of your aquamarine and your Morganite. Morganite generally fetching a higher price point than the likes of your aquamarine. And for 45 carats, that is £75. So if I wanted to get 250 carats worth, how many strands would I need to buy? Would it be 5? About 5 going on to 6, wouldn't it? So at £75 a pop, I probably have to sell for my sofa. Today, I have got rounds of Morganite, and you get to keep your sofa, because it's not £75 times 5, it's not even £74.95 times 1. Today, your price point should be. This is incredible. This is something I've only brought to you once before. We sold out. We had literally, I've got like a handful of these ones left. This is one of the biggest bargains I've ever in my life seen on Morganite. £17.95. That is incredible. I am bringing to you one of the most profound, one of the most high-end Morganite we've ever brought you. We don't get to bring you a Morganite that often at all. It's one of the most high-end in one of the most workable strands. Please note as well, you've got the different kind of shades in here. You've got the more salmon tones, the more peachy tones. You have got an element of differentiation there, which will make it really exciting and interesting to work with. Not many of you have the opportunity to get this now though, because the amount of people I've got in baskets is on a par with the amount I've actually got left over. So not a big opportunity. If you want this, honestly, I cannot describe to you what a deal this is. When I brought this to you the other day for the first time, I was absolutely flabbergasted. And to be honest, still have to kind of get my head around it. I really, really do. We don't normally expect strands to be around this price, for that carat weight in particular. Like I say, I would have expected, I won't even say quadruple that price, because it would have been more. I just think that's, and I can't think what's more than quadruple at the moment. Can you? Quadruple. What's bigger than quadruple? Anyone?
Gazillions, I don't know.
Pent, yeah, that's 5, isn't it?
Sextuple.
Excuse me? I'm so glad it's not just me though. You do make me feel good that you're all kind of, can't think of what's more than that. But do treat yourself to these ones whilst you can. Final opportunity on them today at £17.95. Well done, absolutely everyone. A great deal. Last few. Amethyst rounds again for you now. Go nicely with those ones, with the Morganite if you so wish to get them. Can't believe that price. It's one of the most memorable prices I think ever. I'm going to bring these to you now. These ones also going to be a bit of a memorable price because they will be under £6. Your lavender amethyst I have here for you today, ladies and gentlemen, in these rounds. Lavender amethyst, not something we get to see that often, is it, Tracy?
No, not really. They're very subtle, aren't they? But really elegant.
I think the elegance of them is really, really obvious because it's a gentle, delicate, wearable colour, would you say?
Totally, yeah. You know, it's you can wear that with day and night, can't you? Because it's such an elegant colour.
Yeah, it really is. It's dainty, it's delicate, it's something which, you know, you could real power pop with some pinks or purples, or you could really go gentle and delicate with these. How lovely would these be on either side of that Zambian amethyst sterling silver drop I did earlier on? Let me show you, not the sterling silver drops, let's say. Show you those. Last 10 of these apparently. Whoa, gosh, they are so cold. How stunning would something like that look? Perfect pairing, but also shows off how diverse amethyst is. 10 of these Zambian left with that sterling silver and the carving on one side. Final chance on these little beauties. Your price point today, told you, under £6. £5.95 is a sensational opportunity, a really great deal. And if you are brand new, lovely to meet you. My name is Becky. We give you on your first purchase with us here at JewelleryMaker a free booklet, which will give you like step-by-step help on how to make things. And we give you a DVD. Most of the tutorials, and the DVD isn't just like, hi, how are you, and just yabbering on. It is step-by-step tuition. It's a bit like you're at workshop in a way. And most of the time, that what you'll see in us using in those is round. So things like this are great. And at £5.95, you're not breaking the bank to try something new. So why not add it to your order at 0800 644 655, pressing option 1 to call the call centre. Antique copper box chain I'm bringing to you now. What do you like about different types of chains, please, Tracy?
Oh goodness, that's a whopper, isn't it?
Oh, right.
That's a whopper. That's, you know, how much could you do with that? How much is on that roll?
Absolutely loads. 5 whole meters worth.
My word, you can make a lot of bracelets, a lot of necklaces, a lot out of that, couldn't you?
You really can, can't you? A whole body chain you could do with this, couldn't you?
Oh, that would look amazing.
What do you think? I love the movement of this. Box chain. Essentially, you're getting, I'll show you it right at the end, you're getting these 4-sided squares of your metal, which you can see nice and sturdy, 4-sided of them. These are closed links together, but they are actually open at one of the sides, which means no wastage on these whatsoever. You don't have to cut this and then you can't use that piece. You just squeeze it back together and you'll be able to use it again. These are gorgeous with cords, kind of, what am I trying to say? Woven. Good.
Woven in.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, they look great with cords kind of woven through them. They look lovely to use in gents jewellery as well. Hardly any of these ones left, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely movement to them though. Price point today should be, we are rolling it down for you for the final 40-ish of these on 40. Sorry, someone press rewind. £9.95 today on this 5 meters worth of this for you to work with. We've had lots of guest designers working with this, including the likes of Gemma Crow. So do feel free to look back on our Facebook page or JewelleryMaker YouTube page. If you go to your search engine, type in JewelleryMaker, then you'll click on the channel and you'll be able to find loads of makes working with things like these in our playlist section. £9.95. I like that it's got an accordion feel to it, doesn't it? I do. It's nice, like a, and it really can concertina up massively, and you can keep it like that depending on what you work with these to kind of keep that look. Oh, make it further. Lovely detail to these. Well done, everyone. Final few available. Rainbow fluorite coming up for you now. What shape? Oh, wow. Price point me. No way. Where did you find this? Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Oh, last 20. This is absolutely incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Fluorite with such an array of colours. This is true rainbow fluorite, which you normally, from my knowledge, would have to pay a bit more for than you would the general everyday amount. This coming at you for less than £20, I would never have guessed. I wouldn't have, but it is. One of the most fluorescent gemstones in the world, which basically means when a fluorescent light is attracted to this and it stimulates the elements inside that very, very, very gently, obviously you can't see them doing this, it's a microscopic thing, but very, very gently bunch up against each other, and emit a light, they give off an energy, they give off a source which literally fluoresces. I would never ever have expected this type of price for rainbow fluorite on such a stunning strand. $7.95.
What?
That is the biggest mouth drop I've seen from you today, Tracey.
That's incredible.
That is astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And they're so versatile. So much you can do with those. Get a couple of strands of them, I think.
Well, you're going to have to be quick because I've only got 16 left now. Mm-hmm. I do apologise, but an astonishing opportunity. If I'd have seen that earlier, I would have got me mitts on it as well. But I'm too slow. So well done to all of you who did get it, and please enjoy it for me at $7.95, over allocated dramatically. I'm going to head on over. How quick did that last hour go? Isn't it? Oh, that was my knee. If you heard a click, I do apologise. Lovely to see you all today. I'm going to mosey on over now to Tracey, who has been our guest designer all afternoon, to see what wonders she worked with the Spinel. How was it to work with, first off?
Sweet, because they were tiny, but they were lovely. I made this little focal piece. I'm not a big wire worker, but I threaded them onto a very fine copper wire and then just literally spiraled them onto a thicker and then made it into a little pendant piece.
Look at the sparkle you get from that. It truly is absolutely captivating,
with all the facets and all the stones together, they make a really nice cluster. So yeah, I think they look great together.
I think they look beautiful. It is that kind of diamond-like sparkle. It is that kind of wondrous, deep, intense black body, and it is a nice sturdy gem. You know, it's called the black sapphire for a reason, isn't it? And that's essentially because of the beauty, because of the look, because of that shine and sparkle, but also because it's sturdy. It's up there at an 8 on the Mohs scale. So you're getting kind of the look of jet, but with more strength and not with the price point. So always a great opportunity for you to treat yourself to goodies like this. And like you can see here, with all that facet work, if I just give it a little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh, that detail is captivating, isn't it?
It's sweet. I really like it. I think it's it makes a lot of little tiny gemstones look like a bigger piece, doesn't it?
And I've got to say, because they're not, you know, you've not got a micro-faceted strand here, but the amount of sparkle you get off it would suggest that. Just looking, you look like the drill holes on these weren't too tottery at all, actually.
No, they were a reasonable size, but, you know, I used a finer wire to thread them on, so yeah, it was fine.
Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. And for £5.95 for your black Spinel, it's an absolute deal of a steal, it truly is. So please make sure you add that to your order and check it out. I've been told I've got over 40 of those in baskets, so you don't really want to miss out on those if you can. Tracey, thank you so much. We've been Demo Central today, haven't we?
We have. We had a good time, didn't we?
Thank you very much for showing us not only the silver clay, but also the copper clay. Don't forget you can watch those back if you wish. When are you on with us next?
I can't remember the date in July, but yes, I'm back doing a workshop, I think, on the 21st of July.
Okay, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for you.
Yes.
July is the time that Tracey will be back. Thank you very much for that today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for staying with us. It's been wonderful to be back with you. I will be back tomorrow, where our kits are, well, just a bit superb, really. I'll see you then, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Stay tuned. Bye.
Did you know, no matter how